Hello, everybody. Welcome to Friday morning's messages of love from above. And I'm excited, as always, see what messages Spirit's going to bring through for us today. Um, where are we going to start? Well, where we always start, sending love out to the world. So if you want to join me in doing that, I, of course, welcome it. Whether you're watching live or on replay, you can even all join together outside of space and time and send this love out to the world and do a great service to the collective by uh, amplifying love, unconditional love to the world. So I'm going to first take a big deep breath and come back to right here, right now. And we just let that love flow down into our hearts, fill us up, and flow out to the world, circling the planet in a giant ball of unconditional love energy, touching every heart that is ready to expand higher and higher and higher in vibration. And if you yourself, of course, are in need of love in this moment for your heart, for your mind, for your body, for a relationship, a situation, for a loved one, whatever it may be, we send love to you right now. Just take it in like a plant or a tree takes in the sunlight from the sun into your cells, into your soul, into your brain, your body, your heart. Let it just circle around you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that and allowing the space for this beautiful, beautiful love. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Friday, or those on the other side of the world. Welcome to your weekend. And I'm going to see what spirit is going to come through. But before we do that, I do like to make sure everyone knows I do have a weekly giveaway. Every Monday, I give away at least one personal recorded reading. And we've been having a giveaway extravaganza this month in honor of the divine goddess and mother mama energy with the Mother's Day happening here in the United States and it being spring. So here is the link to the video. Every Tuesday, I put out a video announcing what I'm giving away. The following Monday, how you can get into the drawing and any other giveaway news. And I'm going to be giving away at least four personal recorded readings on this next Monday. And then the Monday after that is the end of the May kind of extravaganza where I've been giving away a lot of extra readings, and I'll be giving away at least 7 then. So be sure to check out the video because you still have a chance to win. Also, each week I put out at least one pick a card reading, and the one we put out on Wednesday was what's coming next for you, love, career, and abundance. I pulled cards for each. So if you want to check that out, I also have a ton of other pick a cards available in my playlist on my main page. So if you ever need additional ones, you can check that out. And then, surprise, surprise, I put out the June monthly readings early. Got them all done. And so here is the playlist for those. Um, and it's summer, winter, solstice time. Summer in the northern hemisphere, winter in the southern hemisphere. And we zeroed in on what are you fiery red hot on target with, like you're vibrating at a high vibration, and what are you icy cold, blue cold about? What's unseen? What is vibrating at a lower vibration that we can look at expanding if we want to. So I loved these readings. It's a whole new format. It went in deeper. They're all like at least 40 minutes or more long, and I was blown away by them. And I, of course, love all the readings that come through, but these really were at a new level. So be sure to check those out to see what is coming up here for you. So that I think is all the stuff. Well, you still have May here. If you want to check out May's monthlies, you still have a few days left in those. And some of the giveaways have to do with that playlist too. So you can always check those out too. All right. I think that's everything. So let me get my desktop all set up here. And all right, that was good there. And then if you are new to my channel, whoops, don't want to accidentally close out things. There we go. Or new to these readings, welcome. First of all, we have a wonderful, wonderful group of uh, soul family here that is huge, huge hearts and senses of humor to match. So, welcome, welcome to the party. And we'll be getting into the readings here. Hey, everybody. Hey, Daisy. Daisy. Happy belated birthday to you. Oh, 20 years old, you young whippersnapper. How dare you call yourself old? Where's my cane? Where's my cane? So we'll do a special birthday pull for you too. But I like that. So let's take a look here. So, okay, how do readings work? Free readings, just the chat is the list. There's no special list. I just go down the chat in order, first come, first serve. If you don't want to put your business out there, you can just put out like you want a general reading or guidance. Spirit knows what you want. And so we'll pull cards for that. If anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange and I'll step outside of the free readings and prioritize those and even dive deeper, pull additional cards for those. And then once I'm done, I return back and continue down the free list, usually on for hour and a half, 2 hours, sometimes longer. So I try to get through as many free readings as I can. To make a donation, you can use the super chat at the bottom of the chat. Also, in the pinned comment and in the description box of the video, I have my Venmo, my Cash App, my PayPal, and my Square. And so you can make a donation any of those ways. I don't look for a certain dollar amount. I know everyone's income varies from person to person, from day to day, country to country, planet to planet. So I don't look at a specific dollar amount. I just honor those. So that is how it all works. I think that's everything. So let's get started. I do have a donation coming through. Thank you so much, June. All right. And I, excuse me, I'm using I have the Tarot of Dragons and the Sun and Moon Tarot. So I do have both of those, which I will use intermingling them here and there, not intermingling them, but rotating back and forth. So I am going to start off with the Tarot of Dragons. All right. And then Dune, if you'll pop your question down into the chat, we will get you. Oh, you already have it in there. Hey, what is coming towards you in June? So thank you, and waving to you too. And thank you for your donation. So let's shuffle one more time and we will see, what does Spirit want you to know? What is coming towards you in June? And of course, as I mentioned, I just posted the June readings too. So if you want to check those out, those go into detail into all the 4 different corners of our lives. So you can check those out here. All right, let's take a look here and see what we have happening here. So you do have the King of Swords. It's the Sire of Swords here, which, of course, there's a lot of thinking going on here in June, because not only do they, of course, co-rule over the air element with the Queen, all the kings are given a second portion of air, which makes them the master of thinking. So there's going to be a lot of thinking going on. But there's also a lot of, it has to do with emotions and feelings and what is going on here as well. And we've got the 6 of Cups and the Page of Cups. So we've got the Page of Cups is like new emotion coming in, heightened emotion coming in. And the 6 of Cups can represent someone or a memory coming back from the past. Someone triggers a memory or it comes back from your past, or they are, someone that's not the person does something that triggers a memory from the past because it's like an echo, right? It's just a reminder. And it could be someone that totally irritates you that you're like, I don't know why. And then you're like, oh, I know why, because they're reminding me of that person when they did this. So I feel like there is this seeing things from a higher perspective, this transformation that happens with some emotions next month in June. And I like this. There's some, yeah, definitely, yeah, definitely some changing of emotions because you got all this emotion going on here. So we also have the 7 of cups and the queen of cups. I think it was the queen. Nope, sire. You got the king of cups too. So king of cups and 7 of cups. Figuring out emotional confusion, clearing up, and of course balancing emotion and mind comes in here too. So I feel like this happens first. There's some stuff that towards the beginning, like the first week, first 7 to 10 days of June, triggers these memories, triggers these emotions, and then you spend the rest of the month just transforming them in very powerful ways. And I like it because it does bring you the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace, yeah, the Ace of Pentacles. Sorry, um, which is, one, it's a new way of looking at your worth in relationship to the outside world, but also there is this new opportunities that open up in the outside world. And it can do with a heightened love. I mean, we got all this cups energy here. So it's definitely an emotional month for you. Um, and so it just feels like there's some triggered emotions, which are good. It's good for you because, when they're still charged and they're still hanging out underneath the surface, they are still taking our energy. They're impacting us. We're just not aware of it. We're just all this stuff is happening and the little inner child self is pushing all the buttons on the huge control board and things are happening in our life and we're going, what the heck is going on? But it's because they're in there. But when they come to the surface and we transform them, then it's like having a program on your computer that was happening, playing loud hard rock acid music, rah, really loud, and you minimized it. It's still playing down there. And then there's a pause, it gets quiet. You're like, okay, it ended, but then it was just in between songs, and then all of a sudden here's this other song that bam, pops on. And unless you bring up the program and then, "Oh, let me close out of it," then it stops impacting you. So hopefully that makes sense. And this is what I feel is happening, and it's good for you. Might feel a little uncomfortable at first, because, of course, it's like, "Oh my gosh, what are these?" They're bringing brought to your face, but then you transform them, and then it just has this huge freeing feeling. So, I feel like that is what is coming in, right now, um, focusing for the month of June, but be sure to check out your June zodiac as well. On these June ones, I also put out all the planets and each planet, what part of our life each planet rules over. And so if you know your chart, you can go look at different aspects of your life to get a big picture of like love or, work or parents or, whatever it may be. You can not trigger, but zero in on those as well. So I like it. And thank you so much again for your donation, dude. I greatly appreciate it. And so evidently, is PayPal having a fun day starting out? Let's take a look. Thank you so much, Renee, for letting me know that you did donate via, you normally do it via PayPal. So let's take a look here. Just sign in. We'll see what is going on. What is up? Yeah. Yeah, you did it right before Dune, but you didn't get an email. Interesting. I wonder here. No, it didn't come through. How bizarre. All right. Well, my apologies on PayPal's behalf. So let's take a look here because I know you put your questions in your uh, donation there. So let me just pull that up. Yeah, and you were first today too. Well, you thought you were first today, but Spirit had a different plan, evidently. All right. So thank you for your donation there. And I think I see two questions. I think there's two questions there. At least that came in here. So let's take a look here. So yeah, and you asked the same question. Isn't that funny? So how is June for you? And of course, always check out your monthly the playlist too, and get those additional because they went in deep. So I liked them. So let's see. What does Spirit want you to know about June coming up here? Okay, and then you wanted to know. Whoa, my crystal's over here, and then the summertime. Let's take a look here. All right. All right. Well, we knew this. We knew this here too. We've got the Eight of Pentacles coming in here, which is you're doing the work and you have movement happening in the month of June. So, whatever area, I know work you are. So, you're going to see movement in the month of June around work here. That's what this Eight of Pentacles is about. You do have the High Priestess here too with the Five of Cups. So, I do like this here. And we've got the high priestess, of course, steps back into her temple. So you do have some time to yourself for reflection, going inward and upward, connecting to spirit, going behind the veil, diving deep into your emotions, which these are down here. And so you are looking over some old emotions that you're ready to let go of. It's like you have a momentary or some time to yourself, which what? Sitting still, you? But you are for a moment. And you let some of these emotions go, which is great because you have been growing and mastering more and more your power of emotional choice here, right? Where you are realizing what you are choosing in each moment, because every moment is either of unconditional love or these fears of losing conditional love. Neither's right, neither's wrong. They just, these feel limiting and restricting, and you feel powerless, and all those other delicious emotions related to um, fear, right? Fear of losing rejection, fear of, all those wonderful fears at the very core, right? So I like this. June is working. Here, of course, abundance coming in, things changing for the areas you've been investing in your life, and then these things also work themselves out. So I like it for you. It is very positive. It's a little reflective and transformative, deep on this side. I feel like you dive deep into some emotional, um, I won't say pain because it just feels like some old memories that are you're ready to go. You know what? I've rehearsed this one enough. I'm done with it, and I just feel like you're chunking it. Um, yeah. So that's what I feel for that. And then let's take a look here at your summer with the 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 J, right? Exactly. So I like this. There is emotion here. So we have the Knight of Cups. So we've got the movement of emotion, romance, and the King of Cups, balancing of mind and heart too. So, the king offers the Ace of Cups, the knight is in pursuit of the Ace of Cups. So it feels very overflowing with a lot of emotion from them. So I like that there. Now, it feels here that you do get alone time because you get alone time in June with the High Priestess. You also get alone time throughout the summer with the Hermit card. And it is here. I mean, here you were dealing with emotions. Here you're dealing with old heartache and disappointment too. So I like this. I know that this is a unique relationship that you're developing here, and I like it because you feel safe in it to talk through things, and so do they, and which is not normal for both of you because the people that you've um I want to say chosen in the past because we did choose them before we came down here, but the relationships that you both have ended up in the past, you would normally not feel very comfortable being vulnerable in both sides. And I like that you both are opening up and being vulnerable, and you feel comfortable in doing that because um, that's how you're able to, because you do get intimate when you are physically intimate with someone else, and we open our hearts. That's like such a huge piece of all of our lives is when we have these intimate relationships because we're vulnerable to deep ways, and that's when we have the most pain in the past, but it's also when we can have the most transformative healing and things of the past too. So I like this, and just know that there's the time that, they will ask for some time alone because they're sharing things, and they'll their heart will feel raw, and you will also can ask for time when your heart feels raw and not fear that they're going like, "Well, bye. I'm out then." We don't have to fear that. It's this wonderful to say, I just need a day to reflect on this, and I need to get rid of it. And I don't want you to be around for when the all the stuff flies. I'm gonna like, I'm gonna blow it up, and I don't want you to get hit by shrapnel. So I want you safe away for, an afternoon or whatever. And then they're like, okay, but you have time alone doing that. But I love this emotional flow. I love this deep emotional diving that I'm feeling that both of you are doing too. So buckle up, Buttercup. It's going to be so deep and wonderful. And it's like when you dive deep, you know, you're like, "Oh, I forgot I stuffed this down here. While we're here, I'm just gonna here, look at, I'm just gonna show you this, what I stuffed down here, and now I'm gonna get rid of it." You're like, "Oh, I forgot this was down here. Sorry, I would have cleaned had I known you were gonna come down here today." But I like it. So that's what's coming through. And I think that is everything, right? There was just 2 questions there, I believe. All right, let's take a look here. Your email just came through just now. Well, duh. It is done now. Well, I guess that's the reversal, right? All right. So I'm going to maybe PayPal is working now, so I'm going to close out of that. And again, thank you so much for your donation, Renee. Appreciate you. All right. Hey, do welcome, welcome. Being a new subscriber, I do go down in order, first come, first serve on the free reading. So I will get down to you eventually there. If you do want to prioritize your reading, a donation of any kind, I do honor those as well. So that is an option if you so choose. But welcome to the Soul family. Good to have you. All right. All right. Thank you so much, Elisa Sarkar, for your donation. And let me see here if you asked a question up above. If not, if you want to pop your question down below, we will get you squared away there. All right. Oh, wow. Yeah, let's take a look here and see. Do you have a twin flame in this lifetime. I I, I tell people, a twin flame is like competing with Jean-Claude Van Damme in Bloodsport in an arena. It's passionate and there's a lot of stuff, but there's also a lot of it's a lot of work. I'm like, I'd much rather, although it's like taking a master's class. You get and you clear so much stuff and you make each other face things so much, right? Um, that you definitely get through and transform things and you deal with your stuff. I mean, it's like going to college and not just taking a full load, but taking extra classes at another college too at the same time. Right? Well, let's take a look here and see if you have one in this lifetime here. Okay. I don't feel twin flame. Um I feel more, I see soul partner here. You have a marriage card. So you do get married and you do have that uh because and you even have the 10 of cups starting off, which is, abundance. It's mama and daddy dragon and baby dragons and all this overflowing, beautiful love. So you definitely have love that comes into your life here because you also have see if I can do this right here. You have the page of cups that comes after you deal with this here, the 10 of swords. So they're telling you here, I didn't get flames, flames, flames. I got those. That's what tells me I'm actually I'm happier for you. If you have the twin flame journey, I mean, like I said, it's passionate and deep and wonderful, but it's also like you ever have one of those mirrors that show your pores? It's like magnified 1,000 times, and you're like, whoa, that's like what I feel a twin flame journey is. And we don't have them very often. We have more soul partners and soulmates that are stepping stones to get us to the soul partner. And I feel like this is a soul partner for sure. Because you have the 10 of swords, which the 10 of swords, all these are the small t truths. This dragon isn't dead, it's just exhausted from trying to live up to all these expectations, the supposed tos, the shoulds, the need tos, the have tos, the musts around love and relationship that just restrict us. It's all these opinions that we've been given all our life, right? But this is the cutting away of those things. It's cut, 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 cut. 10 is an ending and a new beginning. This is like, I'm done. So when you're done trying to live up to all those expectations and feel that fear, that's when, ta-da, the Page of Cups arrives, which is brand new love. And so you can see here they appear in the background. Let's see if it'll focus here. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Maybe, maybe, maybe. Maybe you're not supposed to see it. It's still foggy. They're still coming in yet. So you still have a little bit to work there. Um, so that definitely is there. And it is. It's after the transformation here. You do go through this, transformation, this death and this rebirth, which brings you to the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is a marriage card here. So it happens here, like you meet someone after you're cutting away the expectations, because when we have all those expectations, we talked about it before, where it becomes a blinder where we are telling the universe it has to be this type of way and da 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 da. And it's like, but what about all this, all these opportunities, all this way I can bring it to you? It's like, no, well, this is going to take a long time to bring in if it has to happen exactly this way and in this, type of pattern. But if you allow me to bring in the perfect person in the perfect way in the perfect timing, it'll come in faster. And I'm like, I trust you. Boom, right? And that's what happens. You trust, you let go of a lot of these expectations, new love, you meet, and then after significant life change here with this death and rebirth card, is when the marriage happens. So, there's an important thing that happens. Maybe it is the death of someone, or it is a significant change in your life that happens. Um, but it's like this huge. The wedding happens like almost immediately after it. It's like there's it's I don't feel like one has to do with the other. Like you couldn't get married until so and so that didn't want you to get married, you know, passes. It's not like that. Because there might be a suspect. But this is like something happens and then it just happens to be this you know, um around that same period. They're just kind of giving you a post in on the timeline saying this is around when it happens, just to give you an idea. So I like that for you, and like a message from them. Let me grab a okay, they want to give you a tea leaf. Ooh. So let's take a look here and see what message do they want to bring you. One message from the future. Yeah, you don't know them yet. They wanna let you know because you have the handshake coming in here, and, oh, there it goes. So it says, "A meeting with a stranger could be important." So that's what's telling me that it is no one that you know and that it starts off, in that type of way where you meet a stranger and it's just "gling, gling" in both of you. It's just like interest at first sight. You guys don't fall in love at first sight because you guys don't, I don't know if you guys believe in it. You're just like, "You know what? Interest, but I'm not that easy." You know, I feel like you both are that way. I'm not that easy. I'm not gonna fall in love at first sight. But I like it for you, and that's what's coming in, for you there, Lisa. So thank you so much for your donation and many blessings to you. All right, Anshul, thank you so much for your donation as well. Hello, hello. I am doing well. I hope you're doing well. You want to know how AJ currently feels about you in next actions. All right, let's see what's going on inside. Okay, and then I want those two. Nope, not those. What are next actions? Okay, you're welcome, Lisa. All right, current feelings here. Wow, two sires. So their current feelings for you here, they've got the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles. So they are very, you know, they're like their how they see you, and we got two more cards I'll look at here in a sec, but this is like this. They see you as someone that's very in charge of themselves and very grounded. So if you don't feel this way, you know, I'm like, okay, but this is how they see you. Which, of course, when we're asking how someone else feels about us, it has to do so much about who what they see in themselves. Because if someone thinks like you're amazing, it's because they recognize the amazingness in themselves. If they think you're a jerk, they're recognizing the jerk in themselves because they can only see in others what they recognize in themselves. That's why usually other people's opinions of us are none of our business because it has little to do with us. It has to do with how they're perceiving the world because we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. So one moment I can think you're awesome, the next moment I can think you're horrible, depending on the day I'm having, right? But I feel like this is an average. Overall, they see you as someone that's just really can get things done. You are seen, and I feel like you attract people. I don't know if you're like a fire sign, but this would be like a Leo, you know, Leo, Sag, Aries energy where people just get attracted and they can't help themselves. That you just have this inviting energy that comes in. So I like that. And then you know, along with that comes okay, you are Aries, yeah. And along with all that comes in here this um you know, confidence is the word I was looking for in who you are in relationship to the outside world. So they see this from you. This is like what they're seeing, which they like because of course they recognize that in themselves too. And it's funny because then on the flip side, they also see you as someone who's mysterious and you kind of have emotions that bubble down. You know, the moon energy, very mystical, you know, very, like I said, very mysterious. What's going on in there? It's kind of like, not that you hide things, but you don't just blah and pour yourself out there. There's this intriguing quality around you that they see here. And here's the Nine of Pentacles. You're okay. You can be out there and be out with people and everything, but you're also okay to be at home by yourself or away from people because you have this self confidence that comes in here. Here you are with spirit, feeling this fullness and wholeness where you don't need anyone else to complete you, but you want someone, but you don't need them. But you want, but you don't need them. And so there's this energy that they pick up of, you don't need me, but you would want me, type of energy. So I like this. They see this confidence in all of this. So their next actions towards you, wow. Well, pretty clear. Ace of Cups and Page of Cups. New love, new love. So I feel like their next actions will be, taking step towards you, movement of love towards you, because you have both the new love cards that come in here with that. So it seems pretty clear here. I feel once they get their confidence up to where they feel, um, I don't feel like they're that scared to approach you, but I think they're just trying to absorb this side of you because it's not normal from who they've met, before. They're just like, wow, I feel like normally people maybe chase after them for security and all this kind of stuff, and they're normally insecure people and things, but it's like, no, 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 no. I feel like that's what's throwing them off a little bit, is there's like, wow, you're nothing like I've met before, and I like that for him. So that is what is coming through, Osho. So I like it, I like it, I like it. All right, and that is what they have. So many blessings to you, and I appreciate your donation. All right. All right. Hi, Ty SJ. Hey, Ty SJ. Thank you for your donation. And I'm not sure if you saw. Oh, great. I'm glad it resonates. Thank you for sharing that. Um, you actually might want to check out the winners from the May 22nd giveaway, because you just wink, wink, wink might have been a winner. Okay, you were a winner. I don't have to be mysterious. It's out there. So be sure to check that out because you did win a 30-minute personal recorded reading. Boom. Look at that. Surprise, surprise. All right. So um, so you have that. But thank you for your donation today, and we'll pull cards for yours right now. So is your boyfriend acting distant, or is it just in your head? And what is he thinking about you right now? All right, let's tap into your woohoo, right? Well, I'm glad because you won. I have like 4 different drawings, and you won the donor drawing with which I don't. I think the way, yeah, because you made it on here. I don't know how to get a hold of people that way. So I keep a little list in case people come back in the room and I saw your name. I'm like, yes, I can tell you. I'm excited. All right, so let's take a look here and see what is going on inside your boyfriend's head, or in is it in your head, or is there something going on here? And what are they thinking about you right now? Okay. All right, let's see what we have here. Are they being distant? Um, I don't think it's in your head here. Let's take a look here. I'm just gonna get some. Okay. It's not super scary, so we're okay. I just feel like they have you have 2 eights here. So as far as like, are they acting distant? Yeah. Because the 8 of the strength card is like this is their human self kind of getting in tune with their higher self. And the 8 of cups is they're working on letting go of some old relationships and some old emotions that no longer serve him. So I feel like they are in this reflective period here. There's some, you know, things that have happened in their life that have created some pain and created some emotion that they are just tired of. And so there's this, it is a reflection thing. So I feel like they have kind of stepped back because they're working on their heart. It feels distant because they have to, it's like when, someone's being taken into surgery and the loved ones can't go into the operating room, how you feel like distant, right? You're like, "Oh, I wish I could be in there with them." But it's like, well, if you're in there, you're gonna infect their heart, and then it's not gonna be good because 'cause they're having open heart surgery. You're like, "Okay, good point. I'll be in the waiting room. Let me know when they're out." And they will. They'll let you know when they're out here because they do have, um I feel like this is what they're dealing with here because the Tower card represents that their pain came from some sudden significant, being major arcana, significant individuals being taken out of their life abruptly. And so I'm not sure if they've had a death in the family or it's an anniversary of a death, something like that, where I feel like they're dealing with that, energy that came up there, right? So we've got that, and then we have the Chariot card, which is movement, which is power of choice. And I feel like this is a big thing that they're learning is that they get to choose what story they put to a situation, what emotion they feel, what energy they're investing. And I feel like they're at this point where they're just wanting to feel an emotion that they stuff down. And again, it feels almost, I don't see really anything here that would represent death necessarily, but I feel like they had a significant loss that they um, suppressed their emotions. And now I feel like it's an anniversary, around an anniversary, or it was recently, where they're just like, it's been a few years, it feels like, and they are ready to let go and feel the emotions. But to do that, they kind of have to like step back, if that makes sense. But I feel like they will return. They shall return because we've got the King of Wands, which is action and owning their energy, and the Eight of Wands, a lot of passion. So I feel like they will, it's like they're going to come out of the surgical room and they're going to be all feeling great, a lot of energy, feeling very light, have a lot of the energy that they were investing in those emotions, in these that they were maintaining here. Again, another eight. So this, these emotions that they were pushing down were taking energy for them to keep them down. But now that they are allowing them to feel them, all that energy returns back to them, which is this passion that comes in. So I don't feel like you're making it up in your head. I feel like it is you're very empathic. So even though they may not be changing how they're doing things on the outside, you might feel their heart protected and you're like, "What's going on? Why are you hiding your heart from me?" And it's like, "Oh, you're in surgery. I got it." Because you have the 9 of cups, which is great because the 8 of cups here is when they're leaving behind these emotions that no longer serve them, they're headed off into wish fulfillment, which is what ends up here for you as well. So, they do return, that you do have this wish fulfillment type of energy that comes in. So, this is what we have right here. So, I don't feel like nothing super big to worry about. It's just, all you can do is give them love and, unconditional love as they're in heart surgery, right? It's like saying a prayer, sending, doing mantras, whatever to send love to them as they're going through this, heart healing or heart emotional transformation, if that makes sense. So that's what they have for you, and I look forward to getting your email. If you look at the giveaway um, playlist, in fact, I think I have it down here. Yeah, here. I'm going to post it down here for you. Absolutely. Here's the giveaway playlist. If you look back at the May 22nd announcement of winners, that's where it's at. So that'll help you get right to it. And then we'll record that when you email me. So I'm excited. And again, thank you so much for this donation. Appreciate you. All righty. Alice, there's no special list. The chat is the list. So all you have to do is post your question right there on the chat. And then once I get down to it, that's how that works. First come, first serve with those. So you are good to go if you just post it there. If you don't want to put your business out there, of course, you can just ask for a general reading or guidance. All right. All right. Dominique. Hello. Hello. And thank you so much for your 2 donations. And we will get to your questions here. And I feel like we're going to switch up here to the Sun and Moon Tarot after I take a sip of coffee here. All right. And let's see what we have going on. So, will Lamont ever try to reconcile with you? Let's take a look here. And how does he feel for you currently? All right. Love and light to you too. Hello. Let's take a look here. So, will there ever be reconciliation? Okay. And then we did want that one and this one. And their current feelings. Let's see what we got here. So this is undetermined because we've got there's like a possibility, and this is the thing about relationships. I don't feel like they're your fated like soul partner who you're going to be with like for the rest of your life. I feel like they're a soulmate that was designed to for you guys to learn from each other a lot of things about releasing some stuff to prepare you for the person you'll be with the rest of your life. And so when it's that type of individual, when it was a fated meeting and you've had that, which based on our power of choice, we can be with them earlier or later too. It's a range of time that we can be with them, depending on the inner work we've done, excuse me, and the inner work they've done. We can meet them earlier and be with them longer. So there's like a minimum and a maximum time frame that we will be with our stepping stones, like our soulmate stepping stones towards our soul partners. Um, and so that's why it's a possibility. I feel like I don't feel like they did a ton of inner work. I feel like you did, but so you guys met like right here and it ended earlier. It could go longer. That's if this work is done, if that makes sense. So we've got, because we have the 10 of cups, which it is a possibility of coming together. But this is what kept like ended the relationship, is because they have a lot of swords, a lot of thoughts, beliefs, and mindsets of their own that are thievery. Maybe, I don't know if do they cheat. It feels like very deceptive energy where they deceive themselves. So of course they're going to deceive others because they don't feel like worthy. And so they're like, well, I'm not happy with you, but I'm going to be happy with them, or happy with them, or happy with them. And they're never going to be happy until they're happy on the inside. So, again, it's like the same. So I just need to see if I can do this without dropping everything. Whoops. So we had the 10 of cups. Okay, let's try it this way. So we've got the 10 of cups and that. So, this beautiful feeling of overflowing emotions possible if they deal with this, right? Big if, right? Capital I, capital F. But you also have, again, a wish fulfillment type of card. Dreams come true if, again, they have a movement of thought and belief from old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking. Again, big if, right? And again, a third one, King of Pentacles, abundance overflowing in the outside world. If, again, swords, thoughts and beliefs if they see things from a higher perspective, if they're able to connect and cut away thoughts and beliefs and mindsets here, right? That if they can transform it, then you could have an abundant life. But back to our original, you know, message, right? That they have an expiration date on a relationship with you because it is meant to end, to allow a new beginning. So you definitely would eventually, meet someone else, um, that is more in alignment with your sole purpose and what you're wanting to have here in life. Yeah, yeah. So they're showing me here we'd have the double endings and double new beginnings. We have the nine of wands, which would be a block, so there would be like this forest field that would come up between you and end those things here. um and and there is some, it is a mirror for you, because here you are, the 10 of swords, which means you really get sick and tired of trying to live up to all these expectations and supposed to be's and should be's. And because you have done your work and you are releasing all of those things, that's when you have you got the page of cups and the ace of cups, new love that comes, right? So, otherwise, I feel like this would be you at the end of the relationship with Lamont. You're just like, oh my God, stick a fork in me, I am done. And so that would be an ending and a new beginning, which leads to um, new love here, which is an alignment. So I like it. Well, good. I'm glad that it resonated. I feel like when you're asking, like, what are their current emotions for you, though? I didn't get cards for that. Let me see here. Yeah, they're leaving behind emotions that no longer serve them and walking forward into what they feel is their wish fulfillment. Which again, when we're talking about, they would continually, I'm seeing like they go from person to person to person, blaming the other person for that. I'm not happy because of them. Um, and they don't realize they're looking in a mirror going, yeah, I'm not happy because of them. And you're like, you're right. Because you're looking in a mirror. And it's them that's unhappy. And like we said, they'll never be happy with anyone. They'll keep going from person to person until they recognize that there's one common denominator in each of those relationships. Them. So yeah, I feel like, yeah, do you want to reconcile with them? And you're like, not after that awareness, right? You're like, why get back into that? You've done your work. I feel like that 10 of swords is you really have looked at your fears of losing conditional love and, rejection and all those fears. And you're like, do I want to, I just got out of the valley of Pupukaka. You're all cleaned off and you're all smelling like beautiful flowers and you're just all refreshed. And they're like, you want to go back down in there? And you're like, no, I'm going to head this way. So I like it for you, Dominique. All right. And that is what they have for you. So, oh, thank you so much. I'm glad it resonated and many blessings to you. Thank you for your donations. Woohoo! Moving forward. All right. So I think that is it for the donations here. Let me just make sure. Okay, yep. So those are not. And so, all right, let's us move forward here. Let me just update this. And we are good. All right. So we will scooch to the top and begin the free readings. So, Anjou, you are first up. So, Anjou, you want to know who is coming towards you? Let's take a look and see, what does Spirit want you to know here? Wow. So, you do have the Ace of Pentacles, which is a new opportunity opening up. And here is like a dream wish come true. So, you do have an individual that's coming. This is like Aquarian type of energy, too. So if you have an Aquarius that you're like, I want them, it's a big possibility, or another Aquarian. Doesn't necessarily have to be, but it's very strong energy here, Aquarian. And this beautiful Ace of Pentacles is new opportunities that are coming forward in your life. So I like this for you. And you might want to check out your June monthly too, because we did talk about love uh, specifically in there too. So look into your if you know your Venus sign, check out your monthly reading for your Venus sign, and they're bringing that to me. So I normally don't refer people a bunch to those unless, like, Links is up next asking for June. I let people know, hey, check out your June. But for who's coming towards you, I normally don't mention that. So be sure to check that out if you know your Venus. All right. So that is what they have for you right now, Anju. So many blessings to you. And Links Lee, you are up next. Hello, hello. So, as I was just saying, I just put out the June monthlies, so be sure to check that out. I posted the playlist, so you can get some additional information there too. But let's see here. What does Spirit want you to know for your June? All right. So you've got the Queen of Swords here, which she rules over air, but also all the queens are given a second portion of water, balancing of heart and mind. And the Judgment card here has this feeling of balance here. You've got XX, 10 on each side. And this is normally your higher self pulling you to see things from a higher perspective, as well as the Ace of Swords here allows you to see things, new ways of thinking, a new viewpoint from a higher perspective. So you're up in the clouds, and here's your higher self communicating a higher perspective to you too. So I feel like the month of June is going to be a very clarifying um, month for you, and I feel like you're going to be getting a lot of communication from the outside world too, because the sword suit is about communication, balanced communication, but also just with this horn, it feels like you are getting phone calls, you're getting contact from people. So I like it for you. I don't feel like there's you know anything devastating, which is good, right, for the month of June. But I feel like there is communication, and there are things that are coming in to awaken, to give you different perspectives, because that Ace of Swords allows you to cut away some thoughts and beliefs that no longer serve you, that would be restricting and limiting. And so I like this. This higher viewpoint does set you free in an area of your life. So I do like that. So that is what is coming through for you, Linksley. Again, make sure to check out your monthly reading too. All right. So up next, you have Rishi. Hey, hey, I am doing well. I hope you are doing well. Focusing on your gratitudes and general message from Spirit. Absolutely. Let's take a look here and see, what does Spirit want you to know right now? Yeah. So here's all that wands energy that we always talk about, right? Taking um, command of where we're investing our energy in each moment. The Queen of Wands, she has the Ace of Wands here, which allows her to know that whatever she focuses her energy on is what does grow and expand. And she has a second portion of water, which allows her to develop this beautiful communication and trusting relationship with the spirit world. So I really like that coming in here. And the Six of Wands is like Spirit saying, it's a victory card. It does show that you are having this positive movement, and how you are using your energy in a balanced way too, with the six being three on each side. I feel like it's Spirit recognizing you and letting you know that maybe if others in the physical world aren't recognizing what you're doing and the energy you're putting into transforming yourself, know that they are always seeing you. They're always around you. And I feel like there's this, with this development of Spirit, this relationship with Spirit. I know you have like a um a history of certain relationship with certain entities and personalities of spirit, like deities or whatever. Um, I feel like it's new. I feel like there's um, a new relationship with a new, like a guardian angel or a spirit guide. I feel like they're going to make themselves known to you, and it's more of a personal relationship. Guardian angel is coming to me, and it's important for you to know that when your soul was created, there was also a spirit being, a guardian angel. There are different type of expression of the creator, and they wanted to be created right alongside you to be with you the rest of your life. It's interesting. I don't talk about this a whole lot because I'm not sure um, how people would always take it, but I look at and what spirit has shown me around guardian angels is that, we have the creator, like the mother and father of all things from a parental and or the deity of gods. And it has this feeling of like you are this expansive being and I am this small being. And it's important to have that type of relationship because we feel safe, we feel protected and all that and nurtured, right? But the creator also wanted to have this buddy-buddy relationship with us like equals, and that's why they also wanted to create a guardian angel along with it, and that is the creator in the body of, like, the angelic being, and that's the relationship that they wanna develop with you, not this deity and all this stuff, but this friend, this bestest friend you'll ever have, kind of relationship. So, I feel like this is where you're headed, and I like it for you because I know that's a desire of your heart, and they know it's a desire of your heart, and that's why they wanted to show that to you. So, that is what is coming through for you, so many blessings to you. Alright, green, you are up. Let me take another sip here. You want to know whom and when you're going to settle, like settle down with someone or settle. Oh, when am I going to settle for someone? I'm never going to get my dream. I might as well settle for them. I'm just kidding. I know what you're wanting. All right. So, who and when? Let's see what they'll tell you about the when here. Okay. Okay. So the who, you have the Ace of Swords, which is air sign. So obviously, it's either going to be what a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius type of energy. Someone very much, communicator. They are able to communicate, very intelligent, that type of thing. I also feel they're educated. So you might meet them if you're studying something. You might meet them there too 'cause, when I asked, "When are you gonna meet him?" They're like, "Well, there's kind of like a range of things, and there's a lot unknown here with the moon card. It's the unseen, the unknown." And I feel like they're saying, like, there's this range that's available, of when, because when we meet I need to do a video on this too because I love how they've taught us, how spirit has mentioned how fated events work and how time works here. With like, we'll have a fated event that things have to happen exactly at a certain time or end at a certain time in order for other things to happen. And we have very, very few of those in our whole lifetime where it's an exact moment that things have to happen. Then we have fated events that have a range, and then unfated events that are arranged because our whole lifetime is a journey of at least a minimum experience, and depending on our choices, a maximum high experience. And so we can do nothing in our entire lives, like no inner work, no evolution of ourselves, and we'll have this minimum experience. And there's no wrong, no right. It's just the experience we've chosen. But sometimes, like the unfated events are above an extra. It's like extra credit or something that takes us to a higher level that we choose to engage in our lifetime, right? So we'll have unfaded events that have a range of, there's a minimum and a maximum of when things will interact with people or an event or whatever, and then there's faded events that we are definitely designed and chose that we definitely wanted to experience these with individuals. Again, there's also there though a minimum and a maximum. The sooner we'll meet someone and the latest we'll meet someone or be with someone. So, there is this range. Even sometimes our deaths are we have a minimum that if we don't take care of ourselves and abuse ourselves or whatever, we'll have a minimum that we will, this is the soonest we'll pass. And then we have the maximum depending on what we do and the energy and all the work we do too. So a lot of information I know, but all of that to say it's a fated event that has a range and it all depends upon you. That's what like they're saying here is the cycles of the ebb and flow. There it can change and it can change day to day of on the when, but uh, the thing they do want tell us is that how we get things to happen sooner in a positive way, not like I want my death to come sooner. It's like that's different. The meeting someone and having positive things that we want to happen have sooner, the more we work on our inner love, our self love, expanding and raising our love vibration. When we're raising our vibration, it speeds up things because things go slow to give us time to work on ourselves, to work on our hearts, to observe things, to cut away emotions that don't serve us, to cut away thoughts of fear that don't serve us. And then we move forward. So if we're kind of going dun, 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 things move slow and we'll meet them later. But if we really focus on doing our shadow work, releasing emotions and thoughts that don't serve anymore, it's like accelerated. It's like I went to a religious school that was had this called a pace system, which you went at your own pace, and so you could you know um, go through an English, workbook and you go and you complete it all, you hand it in, you get the test, you take the test, you pass it, you go into the next booklet. And depending on how fast you went through, depending on when you would graduate or not, or extended, right? And so you can do extra work and then put in extra effort and have the graduation come earlier or later, right? So that's what they're showing with that. And I know, I feel like that was for more than just you and me, but to share that, how that works. That's how timing works. And so when we're asking, "When you're going to settle down?" All up to you. Uh, but I don't feel like it's super, super soon. Usually I can usually grab playing cards, um, and, when I dive into deeper readings, I'll push and see if we can get the range of dates. So if you're ever interested in that, that is something I can do if you win a reading or if you want a personal reading, we can dive deeper into those too. But that's what they have for here right now for you, Green. So many blessings to you. All right. And Dominique, if you are still here, I just noticed you retracted your messages on your donations. And I don't know if you know this, but when you do that, it actually takes back the donation too. So if you're not aware of that, that's what just happened. All right. So the next free reading will be Divine Beauty, but I do have a donation from Sukanya Shri Kumar. So thank you so much for your donation. And you want to know what is the next huge positive change in your career? Is it a new job or pursuing or going back to uh, starting from scratch? Oh, okay. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has here for you. Okay. All right. I do see here the next huge, you said positive change, and it does end up being a positive change here for you. Because I feel like, and this isn't like something that's done to you, it just is like you're in your career. I feel like you just, as you're achieving things, you just feel this disappointment. You just feel like, "Well, think this was supposed to feel better than this," you know? And I just feel like it's empty for you. And that's why the 5 cups, there's 3 spilt cups here, and you got 2 cups to the side here. But it's like the 3 spilt cups, you're looking at it going, "You know what? These didn't fill me up." And you're looking at these other 2 going, "I don't think these are gonna fill me up either." Um, and I just feel like you feel unfulfilled in your career, and that's why, you have this desire and this nudge to move forward into something else, which I do show here. You got the Chariot card here, which is movement and victory and power of choice, along with the Queen of Swords, which swords is higher education and new thought and seeing things from a higher and newer perspective too. So I do feel like this is returning back and pursuing some sort of higher education, some sort of something that's more in alignment with your heart, because we have here, like, you've got the peace of mind here with again, swords. So it's like, if this is the boringness of what you have done already. And it's like when we meet what our mind says we're supposed to do and should do and need to do and have to do, that's how we feel. It's like, yawn. But here's the Ace of Cups, which is saying this is your heart wanting to be expressed. And that's what I feel like you have this emptiness in your current career because it's not what your heart wanted, it's what your mind wanted. It's what was been told to you of what you supposed to want, should want, need to want, must want, blah 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 opinion. It's like when you're given a dream from someone else and you wake up every day going, "Yay, I get to go live my dream today." And it's not your dream. And so you're like hitting the snooze, or, you're thinking, "I don't really want to do this." But then when you find and you're living what you want in your heart, you wake up early before the alarm goes off and you're off going to live your dream because you're so excited. If it's a job, you're there early, you're there late, and you don't even notice because you're so excited. They're like, you're here a half hour early. You're like, yeah, I couldn't wait to get, started on this project or this thing today. And they're like, hey, it's 7 o'clock. You can go home now. And you're like, what? You didn't even realize time flying. That's the kind of career that this Ace of Cups is asking for. Your heart is asking to do this, pursue this career, this job that makes your heart sing. And so it takes you getting out of your mind and seeing things from a higher perspective, from a place of unconditional love instead of a place of fear. That's what the Queen of Swords does for you too. And actually the Four of Swords, both of these, they're usually sleeping on the Ace of Swords with 3 swords on the wall, which the 3 swords are fears, of rejection, fears of losing conditional love, fears of letting people down, or whatever it is. But they're solidly sleeping on the Ace of Swords because they're seeing things from a higher perspective. They have peace of mind because they are looking, you know, from that place free of fear, not worried about what everyone else is telling them to do with their life, that they are pursuing what their heart wants. And there's no fear in that because it's like your heart gets to live instead of feel like it's caged. So that's what I feel is coming in here for you. So I feel like uh, it is positive that it's not fulfilling for you, because then you get to go into sharing your heart with the world in your own unique way, which is what we want. We want you to share your heart, not to regurgitate and feel like your heart is a slave to your brain. It wants to live and it wants to share that. And in doing that, that's how you impact the world, is by sharing your heart. So I do like that, um, there for you. And that's what they have. So many blessings. And again, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. And I just need to jot something down here so I don't forget, and we will move on to the next one. You are very welcome. All righty. Okay. And so we'll move back here. I don't have any other donations, I believe. So we will return to Divine Beauty for the next free reading. Anyone, anything that Spirit wants you to know. Let me just refresh these real quick. All right. So, what does Spirit want you to know right now? Well, you definitely look at this dominion and power, which we definitely have here. There's this Two of Wands, which is about really understanding where you're investing your energy in each moment, right? That every moment is either of unconditional love or we're focusing on fears. And whatever we're focusing on is what grows and expands. So if we're focusing on gratitude and unconditional love and joy and laughter, all that is getting bigger and we're inviting more of that into our life. But if we're focusing on our fears, like what we feel is missing in our lives, we tell the universe, I enjoy missing things. Can you bring me more things to miss or make me miss the things I'm missing even more? And that's what our energy is telling us, even though that's not what we're intending. If I'm focusing on missing things or hating something in my life, I'm telling the universe, I enjoy hating things. Can you bring me more things to hate? It's like, no, that's not what I want. So it's owning your energy, having dominion over your life, knowing that whatever you focus your energy, you're the co creating that in your life. And then you have the power, which is the Four of Pentacles, is about realizing that when we define our worth by the outside world, we feel unstable because the sandcastles here that we're told to um, define our worth by are sandcastles. As soon as a wave comes along, they're gone. And it's relationships, situations, and things. All those things are unstable. Relationships with people, right? People change, people pass away, people walk away. Unstable. Situations never stay the same, jobs, education, social status, whatever circumstances we can get into, constantly changing, unstable. And then things, our bodies, our bank accounts, our possessions break down, deteriorate, blow up, burn down, stolen, unstable, right? So eventually we turn inward and upward to find that which is stable, to define our worth by, which is the eternal, unconditional love up above. Eternal, never ending. That's pretty stable. Unconditional, no conditions, we can lose it. Also very stable. And that's the only stable thing we find in this realm is when we turn inward and upward and go, stability, define ourselves by it. And then we can enjoy the outside world. We're not expecting it to be anything but unstable. And it meets that criteria. And we enjoy it for what it is instead of expecting it to be something that it can't be. So, very empowering energies for you right now. And that is what they have for you. So, many, many blessings to you. I like it. Power, power, and dominion. Boom, boom, boom. All righty. And always victory. You are up next. Hello, hello. So, will your intuition ever be as strong as it was? All right. What were you seeing dead people before, or what was going on? Let's take a look here. So you've got the 10 of Wands here and the 6 of Pentacles. 10 of Wands is there's this all this abundance here, and then you have all this coin dropping here too that you're collecting. And what Spirit is telling me is that your intuition is as strong as it was, but they're telling me that you just get used to it, that you pick up a lot of things still, but I just feel like you got used to a certain level and that you can expand it. And I feel like that is what you are really wanting to do is to expand it and expand it and expand it. The things that um, you used to use to judge and determine if your intuition was strong or not, you feel it. I feel like you've just, because of your evolution and things that you've went through, you just stopped caring about them and not really needing to know them. I feel like you were given a lot of different information, a lot about a lot of different people, a lot of different things about your life and stuff. Um, and you just stopped needing to know. It was like you needed to know those things to identify that you had strong intuition. And then you're like, okay, well, I don't need to do that all the time. And then I feel like your intuition is strong, but with that 10 of wands too, I feel like there's been a lot of burden, a lot of other energies that have come in and drew your attention, because your intuition is as strong as it ever was. When you're focusing and raising your vibration up, you it's giving you above a bunch of information. But when we go into fear, we are, all we hear is the noise. It's like the radio. It's like a CB radio, let's say. And I know this is a weird example, but they're showing me someone in a car with one of those little CB radios that you can and talk, and it's very clear. And you're talking, you're getting information, you're communicating, and then you roll down all the windows, and you're going 100 miles an hour. Suddenly, there's the and you're having trouble hearing because of all this noise of the outside world. And so all you have to do is roll back up the windows, change your focus of your energy from um, focusing on, the fears and all this stuff that seems to be demanding your attention. And we talked about focusing on gratitude, raising your vibration to that of what spirit speaks, which is unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace and all that, right? So if you realize, oh, I know what happened. I had these events happen in my life. Since then, since you felt your intuition was really strong, which brought your vibration down into fear. And there's nothing wrong with it, because we come down here to experience them. But when you're done and you're like, you know what, I want to experience that again, it's like, all right, just roll up the windows, and you get rid of all that noise by focusing your energy back into unconditional love and joy and laughter and those things. Then you see it and it changes, right? So I feel like that is what spirit wants you to know right now. Always victory. So many, many blessings to you. All right. And I was talking to a medium friend of mine, and she mentioned that too, that she had a lot going on in her life one day. Like they had a retaining wall that was falling, and this other wall was leaking, and all this stuff was going on. And she had an appointment to connect, and she goes, "It went horrible." She goes, "It just wasn't my. I felt like my connection was fuzzy," and she goes, "I realized that I was focusing on all this external activity, and my energy wasn't fully into connecting." And so I told them I would, have another free reading later. And because they didn't feel like it was on, and I didn't feel like it was on. So now that things are peaceful, I can connect. And that's kind of what the energy I'm feeling there. So hopefully that helps. Always victory. So many blessings to you. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list here. So, Leo, 1111. Hello, hello. So, anyone coming towards you in love? Let's take a look here. Well, I think eventually you will have that here. In fact, you have several people coming here towards you in love. You have a group of people. So I feel like, and this is not, of course, romantic love, but you definitely have this. It's like your tribe is making themselves known to you here, where it might be one or two other individuals that are, you know, friends that will be in your life forever, right? And then you have the King of Cups, someone coming here to offer you love as well. Um, Cups energy, balancing heart and mind here. So I'm not picking up that they're a water sign, but you got a lot of emotion coming in here. very soon here. But again, there's this tribe that it's like you'll have friends that'll be in your life forever, and then you have someone that'll be in your life temporarily. you know, it's like when if you ever have a friend like a best friend, and you always wonder, could we have a romantic relationship? I mean, I love you, but I don't know if we could go romantic. And do we want to trust it, or do we want to chance it and mess it up? And that's where that thing comes in of, well, I can be your friend forever, or I can be your boyfriend temporarily. What would you like? It's like, oh, okay, I get it. All right, but that's what's coming through Leo 1111. So I like it. So you definitely do have it coming here soon. So I like it. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list. Kritika Sayani, you'll be up next here. You want to know, what is the final decision on Anabesh? Will he give you proper commitment or move on? All right, let's take a look here and see if there is a final decision that has been made, because of course there could always be changes depending on humans, right? Yeah. Well, we've got the Ace of Swords, which is new communication, seeing things from a higher perspective, and the Chariot card, which is movement and victory, but also the Power of Choice card. So it's like, I need to know, are they making a decision? Well, I feel like communication is coming soon, but I feel like the decision isn't made yet. They're still wondering here, because the Chariot card is, every moment we make a choice, a mental choice, a emotional choice, and an energetic and action choice in each moment. And this is the power of choice. It's sitting there, and this is about new communication, seeing things from a higher perspective, new thoughts, new beliefs. And so there's like, well, it's in the middle. And so when we're asking for a final decision, if a final decision hasn't been made yet, um, it's all, this power, the power of choice and decision. I was talking a little earlier about how we have fated events that have to happen exactly at certain times, certain moment. Those are very, very far few in between. This is not one of those for your life. Then you have fated event that is a destined partner or relationship, and we have a minimum and a maximum, of when things will happen, all depending upon what energy work they're doing and choices they're making moment to moment, and you, when it's two people, right? And then you have some that are not fated events, that are just above and beyond extra experiences that don't have to happen or not, and those also have ranges. So this range that's there, it hasn't been decided yet, because there's you working on your inner work, you raising your love vibration, you releasing thoughts and beliefs and emotions that no longer serve you, and them also doing that, what they need to do. And if it's not hasn't been happening yet, and the decisions haven't been made, then it's still undetermined when you would meet. And if it's not done, then and it bypasses, if it's not a fated event of a partnership, then it may not happen. And that's the whole thing, is the scavenger hunt of life, is what are your fears, what you're going through, of I need a decision, yes or no. Is there a fear behind there of, I need to know right now, and if not, I'm the one that's going to decide. You get to reflect on that and decide, what is it that I want? And am I going to decide if it's like, I need to know right now, yes or no? And if you don't have an answer from them, and then then I'm going to move on. Is it you making the decision? You also have that Chariot, your power of choice. What do I want? And if I don't want it, and then you can not choose it, right? You can choose to move on. So that is what is coming in right now, Kritika. And things go slow sometimes on purpose for us too, for us to look at our fears and to also raise our own self-love vibration. So you get to look and step into the power. We don't have to wait for anyone if we don't want to, right? And if we're like, well, I'll give them a little more time, well, that's your choice that you're doing, right? You're not at the whim of someone else. I know cultures and different things have different stuff, but even though our culture and our society say, no, you have to have this offer from this and that and everything, you're still choosing to go by that and live by that. You could always escape and run away, right? If you truly wanted to. So this is what is coming in for you right now, Kritika. Hopefully that makes sense. But many blessings to you. All right. So Mahippus Ruby, you'll be my next free reading. I do have a donation coming through here. All right. I believe so. Let me make sure here that that wasn't just the same one coming through again here. Oh, okay, that's different. PayPal was acting weird earlier, so you just never know. All right, Dune. Thank you so much for your additional donation. And can we see your next job? Let's take a look here and see what we have here. Hmm. All right. So you have the moon. That was the first card that popped out, which is the unseen and the unknown. And I'm like, what? Can we see it? Not yet. But there's this reflection that's going on here because we do have, there's a lot of emotion involved with this decision because we've got the disappointment, which is like previous jobs have been disappointing to you. And you have the Eight of Cups here too, which is about leaving behind emotions that no longer serve and headed into what is wish fulfillment here. And I like this coming in here because it's realizing what has not made you happy in the past. And this reflection we have with the moon, it's about getting into the heart, getting in and connecting to your true heart and what are you wanting to do with your life. We can always continue to do what we've done and try to check off the list our brain tells us of the supposed to, the should, the need to, the have to, the must. But we usually end up feeling like this disappointment because it's like, I thought this was supposed to fill me up. And it's like, no, it's not. It might be giving you the money you need for your house and the things that you want, but is it bringing you fulfillment? And at some point, we leave behind those things that we thought were supposed to fulfill us, and we move into something that's more in alignment there. I feel like when you do that, you'll know because you have the Prince of Wands here, the Knight of Wands, which is the fiery horse. It's the fastest moving horse. It's passion, it's new passion. It's searching for the new passion, for its new desires, and to reflect it. So, if we don't know what the passion is in our heart, then we take steps to get out of our mind so that we can access our heart and go, let me try not to think about what is the supposed to be, the should be, the need to be, the have to be. And it's almost like a scavenger hunt, determining what it is that is, would make your heart sing, where you'd wake up every day excited to do it instead of, you know, instead of, trying to make this funny, try to make like the family wishes come true. It's like whatever we're taught from our family. It's like, oh, okay, we've got this, this is what will make the family happy, but what will make you happy? That's what I feel like when this came up here. It's like the wishing well. What's the wish come true? Because that's where this person is headed off to, is to the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. But this is the stuff in the well of the family that, well, you're supposed to be responsible and you're supposed to have this and that and this and that and that and that and that. That's a lot of work. Like you said here, you've had a lot of work in your life. But what of it has made you happy, right? I mean, truly happy, not content because you checked off the list, but where you felt you were living and not existence, right? It's like, how do I make my sustenance? If we're just sustaining, just existing, you know? It's like, that's an experience we came here to experience here. What might it feel like to have a dull life? And it's like, yeah, I feel like I'm existing. Well, what is it like to have a life worth living here and to have a scavenger hunt to just determine what that is too, you know? We are afraid I'll choose and do the wrong thing. There's no wrong. It's like a grandparent taking a child, a grandchild to play at the playground, and they're there to have fun and to go experience. And the grandchild goes, "But grandpa, what am I supposed to go play on?" And they're like, "Whatever you want." And like, "Well, no, there's got to be a right way. Do I go on the swings first, or the slide, or the seesaw, or the merry-go-round? What am I supposed to go on first?" And they're like, "Whatever, go enjoy yourself." "No, no, grandpa, I need to know. Don't, why are you not telling me?" And they're like, "Fine, go on the slide first." And then we go on the slide first. We go on the slide and we're like, um, it's the metal, and we have shorts on, and it burns the back of our legs. And I'm like, I didn't like that so much. It's like, well, what would you like to go try next? And then you go on the swings, and you're like, well, this is pretty fun. I like this. So it's experimenting and really getting into our heart to see what makes our heart sing. What do we want to do? And I feel like this is what Spirit is saying is it's it's time to leave behind these things that don't make you feel full and enjoyment, and discover what is it that makes your heart sing, and do that. Don't worry about the family. Don't worry about anyone else. You get to choose what you want to live for you. Not, we don't have to live in fear of letting people down. We can live life. And I feel like that's what's coming through here for you, dude. So that's what they have for you. Many blessings. Enjoy the adventure. I'm excited to see what you choose. Yeah. So it's time to look in other places too, right? What have you done in your life? If you could express the unconditional love in your heart with the world, what would you do? Right? Travel, travel the world. Do you love seeing new things? Do you love yeah, do you enjoy art, painting? Do you enjoy creating things? It's like looking at all the different types of things that we can do, and go try them out. Go find out someone who does it and see if you can shadow them at their job, or whatever it is. It's like it's an adventure. It's a scavenger hunt. I know that our human side would wish that we could have like a scroll that falls from the heavens that tell us exactly what we are supposed to do and should do and need to do, and but it's like, no, it's an adventure. You get to go try things out, and it's like, maybe I want to leave the playground and go to a water park instead. Grandpa, let's go to a water park. This playground's boring. I'm like, all right, let's go on a water slide instead. And then you're like, yes, I found what I'm looking for. But there's no wrong choice. It's just a matter of what brings your heart joy. And I like that for you. All right. So thank you again for your donation. Many blessings to you. We'll continue here back to the free reading. So Mahippus Ruby, hello, hello. And you'd like an energy check on Jong, their feelings towards you. Let's take a look here. So it looks like Jong here, they're in this little, you know, type of wanting to be free energy. Because the Ten of Swords is they're exhausted trying to live up to what everyone else is telling them they're supposed to, want to, should, need to, blah, 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 and disappointing people. And the Three of Pentacles is all about being true to their authentic self, not being swayed to the left or right by everyone's little, all of these fears of losing conditional love and fears of failure and everything like that. And we've got the Princess of Pentacles here, which is about new opportunities opening up in the outside world. So their energy just feels like they feel like they've been disappointing and letting you down over and over and over and over. And they feel like I don't know, they're like they can't do anything right, is like an energy around it, which could or could not have anything to do with anything you're doing. Because that 10 of swords, we're given all these supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts around a relationship since we're like born. It feels like we're just inundated from all these things. And so even before they met you, they had this long list, and then they meet someone and they feel like they have to do this, even if it's just known that I'm supposed to do this. And I feel like I'm not living up to all this stuff. Even if you don't say anything with your mouth or your energy or do anything, in them, they feel like they're um, uh, being contained and trapped by all these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that are in their brain. You don't have them in a cage, right? But I feel like they want to be free. I feel like they want to be able to, it's like a little puppy being held in a kennel all day long. They want to run in the fields. They don't want restrictions. They want to go have adventure. And doesn't necessarily mean they like, I want to be with a bunch of people or anything like that. They just want to be them. They want to do what they want to do in the world and not feel restricted. And I feel like this is the energy that's coming in here. So again, it doesn't have to do with anything that you're doing. It's all in their head, and that's what their energy is. And you know, you can't we can't change people, right? We can't change people's minds. We can't change people's emotions. Everyone has their own power of choice. They see the world as they are, not as it is. So you're like, but I'm not doing anything. It's like, you don't have to. They already have it all going on inside their head and their heart and everything else already. All you can do is, we can only change people's hearts. And we change people's hearts by giving unconditional love. And when we give unconditional love, that means there are no conditions, no swords that we're sticking them with. We're just allowing them to be who they are and not allowing their decisions and actions to define us either, right? So I feel like this is what is coming in right now for you, Mahipus Rubies. So hopefully that makes sense. But that is what is coming in. So many blessings to you. All right. And Dijona Sturgis, you are up next. Did you ask this? A couple of people asked this last night. Why do people stare at you and what do they see? So I'm not sure if you asked it last night. If you did ask it last night, I did answer two people that asked that. So be sure to go by and find that one too. Let's see what they say asking them today. Yeah, I think we got something similar here with the Queen of Cups, because I feel like the Queen of Cups, she rolls over water with the king, but she also, all the queens are given a second portion of water. She's the master of emotion. And one of the things that happens here, the hanged man is, we see things from a different perspective when you're an empath and you have this great amount of emotional energy that you have. And I feel like you do have this, right? And there is this energy that comes in here where, um, an empath feeling other people's emotions is actually the small part of our gift that we have. We also transmute and push out energy, emotional energy. Now, we can't make people choose things. We all have the freedom of choice, but we can push out fear energy. Like if we're in fearful mood and we will push out this and we'll change the atmosphere of the room. Like we can bring down a party, boom, walking in, and everyone's like, oh, we flood the room with this gas, that brings down everyone. Or you walk into a room that's down and you're in this wonderful, joyful, vibrating energy that comes in and it just helps transmute whatever negative energy is there too. So when you have this energy about you on a subconscious level, it is going out and it's touching people's inner children in the subconscious level. There's so much that's happening in the subconscious world where all our emotions are impacting things, and you're putting out this energy that boop 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 boop, all the little inner children of people are is being activated, and they're like, what? They just feel something. They feel something from you, and so they look at you and go, what is this that I'm feeling? What is this energy that's going on here? So, um, it's not that they like what they see necessarily with their physical eyes. It's what they're sensing and feeling, this energy that's being picked up. So hopefully that makes sense, Dajona, but that is what is coming through from them right now. So many blessings to you. That's what they have. All right. So blue eyes, you'll be the next reading coming up here. And you want to know, what does he admire and appreciate in you? Let's take a look here. So we see here we've got the Five of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is about balancing and the choices that are made in the outside world, and you have the Two of Cups here next to the Three Cups that are spilt. And one of the things that he admires in you is this way that you balance feeling your feelings. The any of the lower vibrational energy, like you don't judge yourself for feeling lower vibrational energy, and you don't need to, because the Five of Cups is like this message that tells us we come down here to experience the lower vibrational energies, because then we understand more fully the opposites of the higher. So in experiencing the lower, we understand the higher. Like if I experience sadness, I understand the joy of who I am more on the other side. So we come down here, but I like that they see that you are able to balance really well. You're able to go with the ebb and flow. You allow yourself to feel your feels without kicking puppies and drowning kittens when you have energy, that comes in. You just allow yourself to express it. You go work out, or you go for a walk, or you take a hot bath, or you go kickboxing. I don't know, whatever it is. You find ways to express your emotions and feel them without taking it out on people, and that they like this balancing that you have that comes in with it, and that's one thing that they like. So that is what they have for you right now. So many blessings for you there. And Princess Pinky, you are up next. So you want to know Aquarius's feelings and next actions towards you. Let's take a look here and see. All right. So their feelings for you and their next actions. Okay. Well, their feelings for you, they're here. Princess of Cups is Page of Cups. So, they have the Ace of Cups. There is emotion that's there. You know, just remember Aquarians, they are water bearers. So they're used to keeping their emotions in containers. They don't rarely, just give them away. They don't just flow out. They have to be given, they have to be requested sometimes too. Their next actions towards you, I feel like, are on delay here, because we've got the Five of Pentacles, which has to do with feeling abandoned, feeling left out in the cold, feeling left behind, feelings of lack. And I just feel like there's this energy of them that they haven't overcome yet. It's their little inner child that has some worth. Um, Concerns, like a little inner child, but they keep these force fields up that keep them moving forward. Even though they may want to, they feel restricted because they have this worth that's still bubbling down underneath, where they felt abandoned when they were young. Usually 7 years old and younger is when that emotional body is created, and so they feel this in their lower. So that's why they haven't really taken actions, because they feel like they can't. There's this wall, this invisible wall that they can't move behind because of those beliefs that are in the inside. So they got feelings in there, they just don't feel that they're able to move forward with them right now. So I know, we can't do anything for anyone that's in that. They have to do that inner work themselves. What a great thing that would be if we could dive into other people's subconsciouses and help transform things for them. But that would be like uh, going in and to someone's uh, someone's becoming a doctor and we go take the classes and tests for them, then they go into surgery to perform surgery and kill people because we're the ones with the knowledge, not them. They need the knowledge for themselves and they need the experience. So that's what's coming through, Princess Pinky. So many blessings for you. That's what they have right now. All right. Manju Busal. Hello. Hello. You are up next. And you want to know what habit of your future spouse, um, your, fu- oh, so what of your habits will your future spouse not like about you? Oh, uh-oh. All right, let's take a look here. So, and of course, if they don't like it about you, it's because they're recognizing it in them and not liking it about themselves. Oh, ho, ho. So let's take a look here. So this would be beliefs around worth. The devil card here is Saturn energy. It challenges us to look at our past, and it shakes our belief systems. And so this would be, the King of Pentacles is about abundance, about overflowingness, about possessions, and what we would define abundance as. And I feel like they're, with this what they what they have, because here's both of you. You both have the same characteristic or habit, and it has to do with your beliefs around abundance and that can be around money, that could be around what abundance means, what success means. Whatever it is, it's the definitions you have around success and how the habits you have around what you do with success and money and abundance. And it's two peas in a pod though. So I feel like they're saying, um, not to worry about it because you will be mirrors for one another, and whatever they don't like when they look at you, it's because they have it in them as well, like we just said. So it'll be able to be something you laugh about, because it's like I feel like you will develop this mirror kind of joke between each other of, um, when if you share something with one another or you develop this great way of communicating with one another going, okay, I need you to help me see this about myself, and it's like, okay, let's do it, and I like it. So I feel like there's a great clarity that comes in there from spirit for you, right? That it, you can't know what they don't like about you because sometimes it's not even you, it's them. That's why they have that phrase, other people's opinions are none of your business, because they're seeing through their eyes and they're not seeing reality. We don't see the world as it actually is. We see the world as we are. So it's something to think about there, Manju. And that's what they have for you, Manju Busal. So many blessings to you. We'll continue moving down the list here. All right. See, we are to Cheery. Hello, Cheery. So, was he trying to come to talk to you or just walking by? And then what he thought after seeing you. After see you, oh, you ran away from him. Okay, let's take a look here. So, was he coming to talk to you or just walking by? Okay, and then that'll be the second one here. All right. So this is the world card, ending of old cycles, beginning of new, going on an adventure. I feel like that they were just walking, because I have this is like walking from one place to another kind of energy to it. So I don't feel like they were coming to talk to you. I feel like they were just walking by here. And what he thought after seeing you run away from him, we've got the Four of Cups, which this is emotional stability. I don't even it doesn't even feel like it impacted them or anything. They just were like, what's going on with them and on with it. I don't feel like it was as impactful as as it was in the movie screen of your own mind. It just feels like they were just going from one place to another, and then they were just in this really solid emotional place that they might not even have, after they saw you running away, they're just like, okay, and then they just kept walking. Is what I feel with that cheery. So nothing huge and dramatic with it. It feels very stable and just just seems like it was just a movie playing in your third eye. So that's what's coming through. Cringe. Yeah, so that's what's happening there. All right, doll face diva. So messages from spirit. Let's see what they have here for you. And so you have the Eight of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords does talk about insomnia and nightmares, right? But it's about, looking into our small t truths, the fears of losing conditional love, the fears of rejection, the fears that we have around things that might be keeping us up at night or dreaming about it. Just a lot on our mind, and you're so close to the 10, which is getting just sick and tired of feeling all these fears and supposed tos and shoulds and feeling exhausted from trying to live up to them all. So, it's like this is the work that you've been doing, because the Eight of Pentacles is all about when you do the work, then things transform in your outside world. So the Eight of Pentacles is that I feel like you are still working a little bit on some stuff here. And as you do that, you're going to see things in the outside world transform. It could be relationships, it could be job, whatever it is that you are doing the work on, releasing things, you'll see the change move forward in the outside world. And as your thoughts and beliefs, as you release these things, these fears, uh, one of two things will happen in the outside world. Things can't stay the way that they have been, because as you are releasing things, you either have to move up or things have to move out. There's no, like, there comes a fork in the road. The road does not continue forward. You either have to go left or right, and you decide in this um, releasing that you're having of these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, whatever these fears are, these things that have been just bugging you. uh, as you release them, then it becomes a no-brainer which way you go. It'd be like if I have a belief of that I deserve, to be treated poorly by, this individual, and I have to give up everything for them. That's my belief. Well, then we stay in a relationship with this person, right? And we might even, head off. But the whole thing with that is that spirit will bring up and shake those beliefs so that we are like, oh, I need to let these go. And as we're letting them go, we're like, I don't deserve this. In fact, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. And so we exit. Or we release things and we realize that they weren't asking us of all these things. These were things I was putting on myself, and I stopped doing it, and they love me even more. Our relationship gets better, and we move into marriage or we move into a deeper relationship. So, see how there's this work that we're doing that changes things, and it has to go one way or another. And that's what's happening and coming forward. So, that's what Spirit wants you to know right now. So many, many blessings to you, Dollface Diva. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list here. Excuse me. And Patty, hello, hello. So will your life turn out okay despite past hurts? All right. Let's take a look here, Patty. What does Spirit want you to know around this right now? Nope, none of those. They actually want to switch to the Tarot of Dragons. So let's take a look here. Hmm. Yes, yes, yes. So this is kind of perfect here because we've got all these cups here. These are all the past emotional hurts, right? there's this transformation. This dragon's leaving behind the emotions that no longer serve them. They head in off into wish fulfillment card. And you have the Page of Wands here, which is new passion, new excitement, new life that comes in. So your life not only has this great possibility of being okay, but of thriving as well. And so this message that comes in here, Patty, we've got the Ace of Wands here is about stepping into the power that we have. And you might hear me talk about it a lot on the channel here because it's one of our biggest powers is that we choose what grows in our life, right? In each moment, we are co creating. Life does not happen to us. And that's a big, huge awareness that things don't happen to us. Life is always happening for us. And one of the big things is that what we bring into our life is what we are bringing into our life. We don't have this life of the where the higher forces, creator, whatever you believe higher power is going, here's the life you're going to have and you just better deal with it. It's not like that at all. Before we come down here, we choose what experience we want to have. And then while we're down here, while all the fated things that we wanted to have happen in our life are unfolding, we are choosing what story we are putting to each situation with our thoughts, what emotion we want to feel as we go through it, and the energy that we're putting out, and the actions that we're taking. We are deciding it, no one else. In the beginning, we don't feel like we're making choices because we've been taught so much of opinion, popular opinion that when this thing happens, this is what it's supposed to mean. So we took on that opinion and now we have this thought when that happens, this is what story I'm putting to it. But we can change our story. We can change our habit. Emotions too. We're taught when this thing happens, this is how you're supposed to feel. We took it on as our opinion and our habit to feel a certain way when something happens, but we don't have to. We can change that. Our energy, especially here with this Page of Wands, when I focus on, like, I feel like I'm missing something in life, my energy is telling the universe, I enjoy missing things. Can you please bring me more things to miss or make me miss these things even more? And they're like, all right, if that's what you want, that's what our energy is telling them. Even though our mind, we're going, no, I don't want this. Well, our focus tells us differently, right? In fact, there was this wonderful meme they're just bringing back to me that I saw this morning and I made note of it because I'm like, this is such a wonderful thing, um, and a wonderful way to say it. And let me see what it said here. Yeah, it's from Abraham Hicks, and it says, it doesn't matter what anybody else is doing with their vibration, it only matters what you are doing. You cannot desire something and notice that it isn't coming without offering two contradictory vibrations that won't let it come. Which is basically saying if I'm focusing on, I want love in my life, but I don't have love in my life. I don't have love in my life. I don't have love in my life. We're telling the universe, I enjoy not having love in my life. Same thing if I focus on, like, I really hate that this stuff is in my life. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Universe, I really enjoy hating things. Can you bring me more things to hate? And see how our energy, we fear something will leave our life, we repel it out. We fear something will come into our life, we draw it in. Same thing, we can change it though and be grateful. What am I grateful for in my life? That I'm telling the universe, I enjoy being grateful. Bring me more things to be grateful for. And they're like, got it. So there is this empowerment here that's coming, and I feel like it's a beautiful journey that you're on, discovering how much power you have in your life and that you're not on an out of control drama train that's about to leap off the tracks and explode. You're more of on a monorail train that's on a track that can't fly, with specific things that are unfolding exactly in perfect timing, perfect ways, but you're the one that gets to determine what story, emotion, and energy you want to put into those, which allows you to walk away from emotions that no longer serve you and move towards something else. So I definitely, there's different ways to transform past hurts and past stories that we've put into things, past energies we've invested. We can transform them. And There's a bunch of different ways to do that, of course, and so just ask spirit to guide you and which way is best for that. I have on my list that I want to do some sort of podcast or something that talks about things like this. So, but in the meantime, find spirit and ask them different ways that that can be done. But you are more powerful than you've been taught to believe. You're not at the whim of the outside world. You are so much in power of your life. So that is what they have for you, Patty. So many, many blessings to you. Hang in there. And Julia, you'll be my next free reading coming up here, but I do have a couple of donations. Thank you so much, Cheery. All right. So, will you need to learn to communicate more or just be yourself in relationships with S? All right, let's take a look here. So, is it for your higher experience to learn to communicate more or just be yourself? Or both? Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has to say here. Okay. So, we do have the King of Swords, which is the king of communication and speaking. So there is this energy here of um, clarity in communication. I mean, they're a master communicator. So, there is this energy of like, yeah, this is totally, cool to be, to learn how to communicate more. It can't hurt. Right. So that's what I feel like they have that there. Um, Being yourself, and this is about being your true self because we've got the 6 of Pentacles, which is the overgiver codependency awareness card. You have the Devil card, which shakes and rattles your beliefs. And you have the Fool card, which is this free, beautiful new adventure, free of expectations, free of all these restrictions and these other things that have been impacting you. So, we talk in here a lot about going back and seeing where is the source of this overgiving? Like, who did you feel you had to overgive to when you were younger, 7 years old and younger? That creates this out of balance of overgiving that comes in. And the devil card shakes and rattles our life to show us of all these rules of the supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts and all this pressure, all these fears that we have, that we feel we have to be someone else in order to be lovable and acceptable. And we have to fit into this box, and you're a square and you're trying to fit yourself into a round hole instead of creating a square hole for yourself. It's like we don't need to do that. We don't have to be anything else than we are. But if we want to communicate and expand ourselves, we can. But I feel like a big piece of it is learning to go on this adventure free of all these supposed tos and shoulds and all these rules that are we're taught from when we're growing up here, which the devil brings to our face to allow us to release. So I feel like it's a variety of answers that come in here. Um, do you need to learn to communicate? No, but is it for a higher experience to learn and look at how we communicate? Absolutely. It's like, how can it hurt? If you want to communicate with people, learning how to communicate more is great. You don't need to, but you could. Not needed, but it helps enhance your experience. Um, or should I just be myself? Yeah, you always just want to be yourself because that's who you are. But are you being your true self or the self that you've been trained to be? And the facade we've all created, and we're not truly being ourselves. We're being who we think other people think we should be. It's that clarity that comes in here, and it's constantly removing layers of the mask that we've been taught to put on, right? So that's the answer to the first question. Do you really want another one? You're like, "Oh god." But here is the general guidance, what spirit wants for you here. And I feel like they want to bring in here an angels and ancestor oracle. So, they wanna give you a oracle card. I love your little unicorn there. All right, so let's take a look here. Yeah. So you've got your life. Yes, this is like the Emperor card in the major arcana. The Lord, take charge with authority. The Emperor card in the major arcana is exactly like what we were talking about, where this emperor who rules over their kingdom, which is us ruling over ourselves, we have all these individuals, all these advisors in the throne room with us, advising us and giving us opinion on what we should do with the kingdom, supposed to do, need to do, have to do, blah, 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 blah. But at some point, the emperor does have everyone leave, and the emperor makes the choice and the decision rather than fearing what everyone's going to think. They do what's best for what they feel is best for their kingdom. And it says, don't be afraid to take charge or use your voice. Be strong. The Lord is the consort of the lady, the emperor in the traditional tarot. He represents an authoritative figure who isn't afraid to lay down the law, but this doesn't mean he's angry or chauvinistic. They are self possessed, reliable, and ambitious, someone of honor who has earned their place. The Lord in this oracle holds a ram staff and wears a crown of antlers, showing he keeps himself firmly rooted in the ground and is protective of his people. His regal air indicates that he has a taste for the finer things in life, yet is sensitive to those who are less fortunate than he is. The extended message that comes in here for you is that sometimes you have to take control in order to be honored. If you feel that your kindness or gifts are being taken for granted, it's time to change that. There is no excuse for bad behavior, and the ancestors are encouraging you to hold your ground and speak your mind in a fiercely loving way. You have the energy and might to overcome dramas or energies that aren't working for your growth, and it's time to take charge before you find yourself in a situation you don't want to be in. You are being encouraged to be the boss instead of being bossed. And this card also brings the energy of ambition and can show you have the potential to move upwards on a professional level, but only if you act with authority and show who you really are. So, exactly as I just said a moment ago. So we have that. Nope, not yet, Alice. So, that's what they have for you, Cheery. So, I like those. It's very much the be the true you, not, what, you feel you're supposed to be, right? So, I like those for you, and, again, thank you so much for your donations. I greatly appreciate those. Alrighty. So, we're scooching back up here, and we had left off with Julia. So, hello, Julia. So, you're Leo. They're going on that month-long vacation overseas. I am not jealous. I am a hermit, and I love hermiting in my the cellar, as I call it. So, is he worried that you won't stay committed to him, and what he'll say about it? Let's take a look here. No. We got the 3 of Pentacles. They really, this is about being true to your authentic self, and they know you. They know that's not who you are, and the 6 of Pentacles is this equal giving and receiving, and I feel like, there is this, you know, they just it's like they know you, and they know who you are, and, I feel like this 6 of Pentacles is like, I they know that you wouldn't do anything that you wouldn't want to be done to you, and they are the same way. I feel like there's just this equal giving and receiving energy around it, and they're like, I wouldn't do something that um, you know, I wouldn't want, like I said, done to me, and that you wouldn't do it either. And I feel like they're just solid here, and they're just like they're just enjoying being true to your authentic selves. And I like that. It feels like they're not caught up into all that, jealousy and all that other stuff. I feel like they had a lifetime of it. And they're just like, I'm not a part of that rat race. Being a rat or being ratted to, I don't want that anymore. And so I like that. It feels very flowing and accepting, and I like that. So, I don't feel like they'll even say anything about it, I feel like they're just gonna, um, say, "I'll see you when I get back, and I'll try to communicate here and there. I'm gonna be very busy, so don't feel bad if I go days and days and days," and I feel like they might say something like that. But I feel like they're just so excited to get away from their whole situation that they're in with work and everything, that they are just going to be like, woohoo! It's like a kid going to Disneyland. They just have Disneyland, or Disney World, on their mind. So that's what's going on right now, Julia. So many blessings to you. All right. Right. Woohoo. All right. Ian, Starfall. Hey, hey, hey. So, more about your problems with your throat. Are you getting an operation at the specialist, or what's going to happen? All right. And then, of course, like we said, whenever we talk about medical questions or legal or counseling or anything like that, I always have to say that here in the United States, tarot is designed for entertainment purposes only. You should always consult licensed professionals to get the professional opinions, and ultimately, everyone makes their own decisions in their life. So take this as fun, take it as entertainment, and then we will pull cards. So that's the disclaimer. It has been said. So let's take a look here and see what will they let you know here. So we've got the Hanged Man here, which is all about patience and things transform and things unfold. The Five of Swords here is conflicting opinion. And so I really feel that's very important for you to get a second opinion here, because they're going to give you two different alternatives from two different doctors. And so this is like, wait on it, don't rush on anything, get two opinions. So they're not saying, you know, um, what outcomes or things. I feel like the journey is what they want you to focus on right now, but definitely they're like, get two opinions from two different doctors, um, two different specialists, and so that you know, can make the choice that you want. Um, yeah, because they have the diagnosis, but you get to determine the prognosis. Ooh, diagnosis is them saying what's wrong. Prognosis is you determining what actions and um, treatment you want. So I like that. And that's what's coming through there, Starfall. So um, I feel it feels empowering, like you're not at the whim of what they decide. This is what you need to do. And we're like, okay. It's like, well, let me see an alternative here. So if they're like, yeah, you need an operation, you're like, okay, well, I appreciate that. Let me think about it. And then check and see, if it's insurance or whatever. Just, can I get a second opinion? Is that allowed? And I feel like it's important for you to do that. So that is what is going on, Starfall. So many blessings to you. All right, we'll continue moving down the list here, and we've got Aldona. You are up next. Hello. Psh, 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 psh. And what is coming towards you this summer? Absolutely. Let me take a sip here. Move that over here. Move to my backup coffee. All right. So let's see what's coming towards you this summer that spirit wants you to know about. Alrighty. Well, we just put that card back in and it came out here. You have the Queen of Wands here, which is very empowering. You're seen, you get things done, you're able to move it, you're developing your connection with spirit. It's very clear. Uh, you have the Five of Swords, which is confliction in thoughts. And I don't feel like this is like outside with someone else. I feel like you have a lot of interesting like choices to make this summer where your mind is conflicted. You have the way you used to always decide and do things in certain ways, but then spirit is coming in going, why don't you try it this way? And you're like, what? And there's this conflict that comes in from your ego, the old fears of how things will turn out, or what this will mean, or blah blah blah, all these opinions of, well, this is the way you're supposed to do it, but spirit's going in and going, here's a wrench in things, how about you do it this way? And you're like, well, wait a minute. And I like it because you're developing this trusting relationship with spirit over the summer here. I feel like it's in different areas of your life, and that you're really seeing how I don't have to do things in any particular way. I get to decide. And because I get to decide, I'm going to really tune in and dial up spirit a lot more than I have in the past, realizing that they will give you the eye in the sky above the maze viewpoint, which is the best because we're in these walls, these high mazes that we can't see over. So we hit a wall that we have to go left or right instead of going, best to guess, I'll go this way. We dial up spirit and go, hey, you guys. So which is for my highest experience, left or right? And they're, oh, definitely take a right. And you're like, okay, you're developing this relationship with spirit over the summer. And I like that it's in a variety of different things from food choices to dating or love or all these different choices. And I love this relationship that you're developing with them. So that is what is coming through, Aldona. And I'm excited to see where you go with that. All right. So many blessings to you and Daisy. Happy belated birthday again, you young whippersnapper. And now I'm like, oh, I got a little slept on my shoulder. And some days you just wake up and you're just like, I didn't even do anything. How am I sore? So enjoy your 20-year oldness, Miss Daisy. All right. And happy belated birthday to you. So let's see. What does Spirit wants you to know for your birthday? What about your next rotation around the sun here? And I feel like I want to draw a Ask Your Guides Oracle for your birthday. So let me just, all right. So we will take a look at that here. All right. And you got, I like it. You survive over this next year. Yay. So your next rotation around the sun, you have your healer guides coming in with survival. And card number 19, which is what you just left. You left from 19 going into 20. All right. It's all about endurance and perseverance. So your healer guides surround you and lovingly embrace your spirit as you go throughout this next year. They want you to recognize that any attacks, betrayals, or injuries that you've suffered in the past, whether they were through the unconscious behavior of others or through your own misunderstanding or poor choices, that may have left you physically wounded and fragile. It's no wonder that you have your guard up. It's difficult to trust even yourself, but you must. And the only way to do so is to stop blaming yourself or others for what has occurred in the past and forgive all the way around. Learn from your experiences and strengthen your boundaries and judgment. Says all human beings make grave and sometimes terrible mistakes. That's how we perceive it, right? It's not your fault that you feel violated. It's a lesson to learn from. Nor is it weak to acknowledge that you have hurt feelings. Denial may serve you in the midst of a crisis, but it only handicaps you to stay mired in it. Admit to your injuries and disappointments and allow the nurturing forces of the healer guides to step in. They're able to soothe your soul and reweave your aura with their loving light and nurturing forces. Trust their influence by dropping your defenses and acknowledging your wounds. They urge you to seek support from capable, caring professionals who can help you learn from your disturbing experiences and show you how to prevent them from occurring again. Their message: the danger has passed, you are safe. It's time now to heal and learn from your experiences. It's interesting because I feel like you've done a lot of this already, but I feel like this is them telling you, because aren't you going for psychology? I feel like you are, because that's what's jumping out here is that what you have gone through, what your experiences have done, what you have overcome really helps. They're going to be pages in someone else's survival guide. And I like this. I like that they're telling you that, everything that you've learned, everything that you're learning, everything that you taught yourself are going to be wonderful tools that you're able to put into practice over this next year. And I really like that because you do have movement here. You're letting old ways of thinking go and having new ways of thinking that come into play here. And I love this because you even have your little child self. Let's see if I can get it to focus. See the little dragon? Your little child self is flying right along with you, and it's seeing things, and it feels free, which I really like. And you have the Sire of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, a very abundant next year that you have, and a big piece of it is that you are expanding your worth in relationship to the outside world too. So this feeling of abundance and wholeness definitely coming in here, and I love this transformation, and how you're using the perseverance that you've had in your own life and how you overcame things that you're bringing that in to your um, educational experience and into your practice eventually too. So I like it. It's a very much a beautiful, just trusting and allow your healing guides to help you and bring in wonderful wisdom and knowledge because they have helped people heal over centuries. And so they have a lot of great information and wisdom to share with you as well. So I like that for you, Daisy. So many, many blessings to you and happy belated birthday again. All right. So, Kimberly, you are up next. Hello, hello. So, how have you done on your recent exams? Will you get the results that you want? All right, let's take a look here. Right. You got two number eights here. So, Eight of Wands is passion and drive and energy, and the Eight of Swords is they're very flowing numbers, four on each side. So, I feel like it's a very balanced approach here, and I feel like there's a lot of energy, a lot of excitement. So, I feel like it's a mixed bag. I feel like you do get results that you have wanted more or less. I know it feels very iffy, like they're like not going absolutely. I feel like in a majority of them you do, and maybe one, maybe not as well as you wanted. But the Eight of Swords is all about your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, and freeing yourself from your own fears of losing conditional love and your fears of failure that have made you feel blinded and bound and trapped. Because I feel like there's, on one hand, there was like a lot of them you felt very comfortable with, you didn't have fear around them, and so you moved very fat, you did very well in those. But the one, if there was any, and I feel like there's like one that maybe you had like fears around, and when you went in, what happens is when we're in that fight or flight mode and when we're in fear, we don't have access to our subconscious. We don't have access to our intelligent side of our brain, that loving, compassionate, intelligent side. We go into little cat, like a little 2-year-old is in charge with their pet cat. And so they're the ones that answered some questions. And that's why I feel like uh, as you learn going into exams, that your subconscious picks up everything that you're studying, everything that you're hearing and seeing, and we have access to it when we're calm. But when we go into fight or flight mode because we're fearing, we go out of our minds and we don't have access to all of that. And that's when that little 2-year-old and a cat are in charge. And you're like, whoa, no wonder. That's where test anxiety, interview anxiety, stage fright, all that comes in, because when we're in fear, we're gone and a little 2-year-old is left. And so they can't remember lines or words or examples for their interview or stuff they've studied. So if you had any of that, it's just a learning experience. And so I feel like maybe there's one that didn't do as well as you wanted to, but you're going to realize and learn from it going, oh, it was me. I was fearing, I went in. And if you learn to calm yourself by deep breaths or different things, that it helps. Um, for the future exams, because you go in going, no, even just picturing a little 2-year-old with a pet cat taking the test, or a cat with glasses taking the test, can bring humor, which is a fear destroyer. And you can be like, no, no, I'm going to take the test, not my cat. I feel like that helps out, but that's what's coming in there for you. So many blessings to you there. And let me just update that. All right. So many, many blessings. All right. So let me just make sure here. Yep, there was a question in the middle there that I almost went flying by. So double, triple, quadruple X. You wanted to know, what does spirit want you to know? All right, let's take a look here. What does spirit want you to know right now? Okay. Yeah, you have this newness coming in here. You got the Ace of Cups and the Empress, which is new birth, new emotion coming in. It can be new sensuality, but there definitely is this free feeling around it, because the Ace of Cups, of course, is full of unconditional love, and the Empress is like nature. Not a lot of rules, not a lot of supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts. So there's this Wands energy that starts here, which starts off like a battle. You can see here, like, it seems like there's conflict and there's fear, but then it transforms. The 5 is a number of transformation, where it transforms into something more loving and more kind. And I feel like there's some conflicting energy that's going on right now. And it could be with an individual or a situation, of course. But it has to do with your approach to um, stubbornness is a word that they're using, of that this is how it's supposed to be. This is how this person is supposed to be, or the situation is supposed to be, and it's not. And I've been trying to make it be something. And I feel like they're saying, take a hands-off approach with it. Just take a step back, walk away from it, take a deep breath, and uh, try not to control it. Try to see it from a different perspective, try to understand it, and see, why would I want this type of situation to be brought in front of me? What can I learn from it? Why would I have requested this? And I feel like it's an important learning experience, just to step back and look and go, instead of feel like something's outside of my control and I'm trying to control something and all of this, and why is this happening to me? Why isn't it going the way it's supposed to? And going, well, wait a minute, what am I trying to learn from this? Because maybe this isn't the way it's supposed to be. And how can I accept what is, instead of trying to make it be what it's not? So I feel like that's the message that's coming in right now here for you, double, triple, quadruple X. So hopefully that makes sense, but that's what they have for you right now. So many, many blessings to you. All right. let's see where we're at here. So I'm at about 2.5 hours. I think I'm going to go into lightning round mode here, which means for the free readings, I do go down to one card, faster answers, just to try to get through some more. Because I'm probably not going to be on here more than past 2 o'clock here, which is about 30 minutes. And because 3 hours is about it where I start to get fuzzy. So we don't want to do that because then I might like channel demons or something. No, I'm just kidding. I don't believe in demons. But so I'm going to start here. Rita Dutta, hello, hello. You want to know what kind of profession your spouse will be having and will it be financially rewarding? So we'll pull one card, see what they get from here. We got the Knight of Swords. Knight? Yeah, the Knight of Swords. Movement of knowledge. So I really feel like this is um uh, it feels like I want to say data processing. And it feels very IT oriented in the back of my mind that they're bringing in. So it feels like it's pushing data, but it's like working in IT. So I feel like it's they're very much in their minds. They're very much uh, geeky. That they would be like, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. I'll admit it, and I love it, and I don't care. And I feel it is financially rewarding. They enjoy it. They're very much an air signy type of energy. So I definitely feel like they enjoy it and it is financially rewarding. So that is what is coming through. So many blessings to you, Rita Duda. Right, Marie Jones. You want to know how does your partner truly see you? So let's take a look here. And you have the Sire of Cups, the King of Cups. So they are very much balanced in between heart and mind. So I do like that. They see you as someone who is not overly emotional. You have emotional stability and mental stability, which is great. I don't know if they had a parent. I feel like they had a parent, maybe their mom, who was emotionally unstable, like bipolar. And I feel like they just are very glad just that you are a balanced person because they had so much drama in their lives, so much that they just enjoy that you are a happy medium in between. You're intelligent, you can think, and but you're not like overly analytical, but you're also not overly extremely emotional. So if that makes sense, Marie. But I like it. I like it. So they do see you that you have a great way of balancing things, and because they had extremes all their life and they don't want extremes. So they like the balance. They see what's balanced, which is like, all right, we'll take that. All right. But that's what they have for you right now, Marie. So many blessings to you. All right. Yadu Agarwal. My apologies if I mispronounced that. You and your family are under um, black magic told by a temple priest. Um, you know, and thank you for being a new subscriber. I just see that you put that on here too. Welcome to the Soul family. So, Yadu, what spirit has told me around black magic and curses and all this type of stuff is that we are given the power of choice in our lives, right? Yeah, which we have the Two of Pentacles. The outside world, we are the chooser here. And the Ace of Cups is also about the unconditional love from above here. I feel like they want to focus in on the Two of Pentacles example because what Spirit has given me when I ask, I go, what about curses? What about black magic? Is it possible? Are people able to do that to us? And Spirit was like, no. They showed me, because I love vampire movies, they showed me vampires. And in this situation, we have to invite vampires into our home in order for them to come in, right? And they gave me 5 scenarios, which I'll step through really quick here for you because they basically said that, you hear a knock at the door, you look through the peephole, you see it's a vampire, you don't answer the door. They can't do anything. All right, scenario 1, right? Scenario 2, you hear a knock on the door, you look, there's a vampire, you open the door, they're like, let me in, and you're like, no, and you close the door, there's nothing they can do. Scenario 3, I think there's actually 4 scenarios. Scenario 3 is we open, we hear a knock, blah, blah, blah. We open the door and he says, let me in. And we go, okay, come in. And then rah, and then we become their blood feeding bag. But at any moment when we're like, what am I doing? We can uninvite them and they are repelled out of our house and they can't come back in unless we give them permission again. And then scenario 4, which there's 4 scenarios, is the last one, which is, we open the door, they tell us to invite them in, and we don't. And they're like, well, here's 2 blood bags. They throw them in and they show us this contract written in their handwriting saying, it says right here, if you don't let me in, you have to give me 2 bags of your blood. And if believe them, then we do it. We hand them the bags. They drink them dry and they throw them back in. They go, okay, I want 2 more. If we continue to give it to them, it's our energy. We are powerful beings, and no one can do anything to us. Our energy is powerful. Whatever we focus on is what grows and expands. This Two of Pentacles shows that every moment we choose between things. That Ace of Cups was unconditional love, joy, laughter, peace, and then that expands. But if we focus in on our fears, then we are the ones that create stuff in our life. So someone can convince me I have put a curse on you. Unless you give me $100, um, I'm not going to remove it. And bad things are going to start to happen to you and your family. If I fear bad things are going to start happening to me, um, then I'm feeding that and I'm bringing that into me, because I'm the one that's doing it. And I tell my family, bad things are going to start happening to you too. I create fear. They believe it. They invest their energy into the fear. Bad things start to happen to them. But we're the ones that create it. We're the ones that are empowering it. So black magic and all that, it's fear based, which is not of spirit. That's how you know if something is something of man or something of the spirit world. If it's of unconditional love, it's of the spirit world. If there's any kind of fear involved in it, it's man-made to try to control and to manipulate and to get things. So you are powerful. No one can do anything to you that you don't want to allow them to do to you energetically. You own your power, no one else's. So that's what's coming in for you, Yadu. So um, I would you know take a look at that situation and go, yeah, it's very interesting how astrologers and healers and different people, you will see a lot of fear-based beliefs throughout spirituality. Um, and it's almost like being a psychologist and trying to get people to feel messed up about their lives so that you have income. You go around, it's like, you're a car repair individual and you go around busting people's tail lights and wrecking things so that they come to you to pay for your services, right? And it doesn't feel very loving, unconditionally loving, right? So that's how you know. Is it of unconditional love, spirit, fear, human? So that's what's going on. All right, Yadu. So welcome. I hope you come back to this wonderful group we have here of loving individuals with great senses of humor too. So hopefully we'll see you around. All right, many blessings to you. All right, let me just continue going down the list here. And we've got Shirley Madar. Hey, Shirley. Hey, hey. So what are TW is current thoughts towards you? All right, let's take a look here. All right. So we got the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles for me is this abundant feeling, um, and success. And, there is these feelings. The 10 of Pentacles is like this overflowing, I almost want to feel the energy I'm picking up is different than the card in that it's like, I want to say sugar mama, because you're like, oh no, sugar mama, but they feel like you can give them what they need. And I feel like there's these thoughts of like, I need nurturing and you can give it to me. It's not like, oh, I want to have this wonderful give and take nurturing. I just feel like they're like a taker in codependent relationships, if that makes sense. I just feel like they are someone who wants everyone to give to them, type of energy with that 10 of Pentacles. So that's what's coming in, Shirley. I know. I'm just telling you what I'm feeling. But that's what's going on there. So hang in there. And so, boss man, so you'd like a general reading? Absolutely. Let's take a look here and see what does Spirit have here. Just shuffle these here. All right. All right. So you have the Two of Cups. So this is like an important relationship that's coming your way here. It can sometimes mean emotional choice and the power that you get to choose how you feel in each moment, but I feel it's more human related, where you have an important relationship that's coming your way. Doesn't necessarily need to be romantic. It can be like a best friend or a reacquaintance with like a family member that maybe you've drifted apart, but it's this important relationship that is coming back into focus here in the very near future. So definitely um, be aware of it. And I kind of feel like it feels like it's someone that's returning from the past. I'm not sure why it's coming in that way, but it's the way it is. And I feel like it's give them a chance. Don't don't let them, like, you don't have to let them all the way back in. Let them prove themselves is what the energy I'm feeling. You don't have to take their word for it. You don't have to take them in and, hey, you have money or do anything like that. Like they're wanting to step back, like 1 foot back into your life, and you're like, I'll let you put 1 foot back in, but you're not letting them all in. You're not giving them anything. You're not let them into your heart. You're not doing all that. You're going to let them prove themselves. This is the energy that's coming in. So hopefully that makes sense, but that's what's coming in. All right. Okay, so we took care of that one. We took care of that one. All righty. Hey, Renee. You know what? I don't know what is going on with PayPal because nothing's come through yet. Let me just refresh those before I go there. Let's just get all new mail and see if it's just hanging out there in space. Nope. Switch mailboxes. No. All right. Yeah, I'll go ahead and sign in there. I'm not sure what is going on. But it's not even a free service, really, right? I was gonna say, well, it is free, but I'm like, no, they do charge. So let me just sign in there. There we go. And it is loading. So thank you for your patience there. All right, there it is. All right, it is loading up there. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh no. All right. Well, I'll take a look here. And Baddie Lex, you'll be my next free reading coming up, just to let you know where I'm at. another another mishap. Da 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 da. They're showing me, you know, I used to work in a warehouse at one point, and how many days without accidents? Back to zero. Let's take a look here and see. So, is it your boss that's miscommunication? Okay. Let's see what we got here. Interesting. I know I shouldn't do that when you don't get to see it here. Okay. I said it was interesting because you got 2 sixes, which is all about 3 on each side, and you got temperance, which also can be about, both sides. Like there's this, um, it's neither one or the other. I know I don't mean to tease you, sorry. But yeah, I mean, it's the yin and the yang, that really stands out there, and it's this balance. It's like a little bit on both sides. There's a little bit of miscommunication on their side, but also a little bit of, assumption, I feel, on your side. Like, you hear them say something or they tell you to do something, and you're like, "Okay, I know what they're meaning." So, there could be clarity. You could, say, "Okay, so this is what you want me to do?" Just let's like you repeat it back for clarification and make sure that, exactly what they're wanting, not jumping to conclusions. Oh, if yesterday was specifically theirs. Let me see here. And then let me finish up the other one real quick here too, because you have the full card, which is the new adventure that you're heading and you're going into the new job, that this helps you with the new job. Because this is just a stepping stone with where you're headed anyway. So you can use this as a don't beat yourself up over it. Just use it as a learning experience and going, oh, okay, I think that will help me in my other job, your new job that's coming up, right? That you're like, okay, so let me just make sure I understand. So you're wanting this, you're wanting this, you're wanting this, and you want it this way, right? They're like, oh, no, 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 I mean this. And you're like, okay, yeah, yeah, exactly. And just, I like that. So, but let's take a look here. Yesterday, yeah, yesterday the overburden, this is them. They just had so much going on that it definitely was them, um, uh, lack of clarity on their side here. Yeah, and they had the choice, the power of choice that comes into each moment. Uh, it just, with all of that and the, communication here. Yeah. So it's the power of choice that comes into each moment, and I just feel like it's like don't beat yourself up. Um, and it's always every moment is everyone's choice. Like I'm always deciding what story I'm putting to it, what emotion I'm feeling, and everyone is. And you're like, even if you get clarification and repeat it back, there's still going to be miscommunication because they will assume that, oh, when you said this is what you meant by it. And that's how you learn and you grow. And so, we that's how you learn to communicate is by miscommunication. You're like, oh, okay, so when you say this is what you mean. See, well, I thought when you meant this is what this is always meant to me, right? Yeah, you definitely can. So yeah, there's no harm, no foul. That's, the human language is so no, you can. The human language is so um uh interpretive, right? It's how we interpret everything, especially the English language. Oh my God, there's like 15 words that mean similar things, and I you know so we try to be so descriptive, but we always put different meanings to it, like in my family this is what this means, da 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 da, type of thing. So that is what is coming in there. All right. All right. All right, so I will come back to you in just a moment, Renee. Thank you so much, Katie, for your donation. So we will take care of that, and then as soon as yours comes through, Renee, we'll bounce back to over you. All right, so thank you so much, Katie, for your donation. You want to know? Can we see if Jordan? How does Jordan feel after you change your mind and ask him not to come tonight? Oh, okay, sure. Kitty, kitty. All right, let's take a look here. So, if you uninvite him like a vampire out of a home, look at you. How will they? How will they feel? Oh, you already did. I uninvited the vampire out of the house. Let's see here. Oh, how funny. Basically the same situation twice. We've got the Queen of Pentacles, which is um this is nurturing themselves and peace of mind. And we've got the Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, which both of these is kind of like the same card. They feel abundant, they feel nurturing themselves, and they're like peace of mind. They have other things that they can do. Princess of Pentacles. So I feel like they're like, that's okay. I've got other stuff to do, and they're bringing back to mind. I'm a huge introvert, so when people cancel plans with me, I'm like, "That's okay, don't feel bad." I go, um, "An introvert's favorite plans are canceled plans." Yeah. Yeah, it's like, they're just like, "Oh, okay, I get to do what I wanna do now, instead of doing what other people wanted me to do." So I don't feel like they were super, um, attached to going, like, "Oh, yeah, this is, like, something I love and I absolutely wanna do." They're just like, "You know what? I think I just wanna go do this by myself." They're like, "Okay, well, have a good time. We'll see you." You know? And, so I feel like that's what is coming through there. I don't feel, like, bothered, especially that Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. I just feel like they're like, "Yeah, well, there's no wrong or right, right? There's just different experiences. And had he gone, would there have been a different, thing too? It doesn't negatively impact anything. Um, Let me see here. Okay. I almost feel had he gone, there's like strife and there's hurt feelings and feeling left out and turning inward and type of stuff. So I feel like, yeah, that definitely was a good decision, because I feel like when we went the other route, I feel like there would have been just, I don't know if there's other people going. It's almost like they feel like a fifth wheel, or like they were like, what about me? And there would have been other stuff, and they're like, I could have stayed home and done, or I could have gone out and did this, what I wanted to do. But so it's the kind of energy I feel coming in. So definitely, I like that. Hey, Sarah, I do see your question. So you don't have to keep repeating it there. I know sometimes YouTube will, um, it'll not showing on your screen, and it looks like you're spamming, but I know you're not. So you can, you don't have to do it anymore. I see your question. I do go for free readings. I go in order, first come, first serve. I do prioritize the donations. So I'll be doing those first. And I'm not sure I'm going to get to yours or not, because I'm hitting my 3 hour mark. So I'm going to complete the donations, and I may not be able to get to any other of the free readings. So if you do want to donate, we'll definitely do that. All right. So, um, yeah, I hear you, Katie. I hear you. I hear you. Because you want more than that. It's like, the emotional attachment. I get it. I get it. All righty. So many blessings to you, Katie. I feel like it was a good decision. All righty. So Seba and Gita, thank you so much for your donations. I do have a donation that came in through PayPal first, so I will complete that and then I will be back to you two. So thank you so much, Renee. Let me get your additional question here. Thank you for your additional donation. Scroll, scroll, scroll. I don't know what's going on with PayPal's emails, but they're not coming through. All right. All right. So, number one. Oh, on the month you sound obsessive. Oh, well, I understand you're very excited. You're passionate about this new position, this new job. So let's take a look here on the month, because we definitely know it's was what before August, right? All right. So I'm going to use some playing cards here. Let me just get some clarity on here. So, can you give us any more specifics on this? Okay. I like it here. So, July 1st, they're like the July 1st-ish, because I don't know if that's, like, they want you to start at the beginning of a month. Because didn't I say, like, June? Like, the process is gonna happen in June, and then they were like, "But you will start in July." So they are confirming July 1st. Let me see, I think is that a Friday, though? Let me just take a look at a calendar here. Oh, that's a Saturday, so that makes sense. So, like, you're being hired in July, but it'll probably be because that's 4th of July weekend, depending on where you're at in the world. Um, but I feel like it's definitely gonna be in the month of July, that's coming in here. So I like that one. And then number 2, yeah, that's what they're saying, it's in the month of July. And, there's, it depends on energies when in July, because they still gave me the 7-1, like, representing the month of July. They showed me in my mind the whole month of July. So it's like, because we knew it was gonna be August or before, and we knew June is when the process starts, so it's in the month of July. You're like, "You're right, right?" So that's based on energies, of course. So keep focusing on gratitude, 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 not fear, because you know what happens when we focus on fear? It pushes it out. So gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. All right, and then number 2 is how B. How is B viewing you? Let's take a look here. What is going on inside of their minds here? All right. So the viewpoint they have here, I like how they are like they knew that in the past, like you had some thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that would keep you restricted and uh, cheat you out of experiences, that you would talk yourself out of like experiences. I feel like they thought, and they're like they love this new way of you looking at things from a different perspective, a higher perspective, and how you've been cutting away your fears. And they like, I mean, because I feel like they've known you for a while. They're just seeing how you've moved from that to this. So that's one thing that they see here. They also see you here, um, here's this riding in. They see this emotional stability, and I like how they're seeing you, even with this love situation, that with this knight riding in on a horse offering you love, that you are much more emotionally stable than you have been in the past. They're like, but they would add in comparison. And I feel like that's what a word they would use. Well, when you compare yourself to where you would have done before, yes, you're definitely approaching it differently. But I feel like in the emotional area, they kind of feel like that you can't help it because of this fire. They also see you as this fiery person that will ride into the flames. That they're like, yeah, but they like this about you too, because I feel like you bring excitement into your friendship, like, you're the one who will be like, "Let's go do this," and they normally wouldn't go do it, but because you'll drag them along, they love that they get to experience things they normally wouldn't, because I feel like they're kind of maybe they're introverted a little bit more, and, that type of thing, so I like it. So very, very positive, though, I like it, you know I feel like they're not a huge judgmental person anyway, but they're just this like, well, in comparison, yeah, you're not as emotionally unstable about this love that you have coming in. But they understand, and I feel like they wouldn't hold you back, you know. They know you're fireproof. And that's the way they look at you. Is you're fireproof. You can jump through flames and you'd still be fine. But you, you might like they're saying that, but you might wear clothes that are not flammable so that you don't get arrested for public nudity or something. Okay, that makes sense. So I like it. I like it. I like her. All right. So that's what they have for you. Thank you so much, Renee, for your additional donation there. All right. So I think we were to Seba Fatima. Thank you so much for your donation. You want to know, why is DJ falling sick again and again? Why do you oddly feel responsible? Okay. Oh, that is odd. Let's take a look here and see. What does Spirit want you to know? Let me just shuffle these up here. And thank you, Geeta, for your second question. I'll be to you right next. All right, let's see what we got here. All right. So we have the Eight of Swords here. Swords are our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets. And, something that comes around here is swords. All these little swords are the small teachers, which are rooted in fears of losing love, right? And it's interesting, right? That when you start, like when you meet someone, and if you have these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets, and a lot of that creates stress, which I feel like, let me show you the other cards real quick here because it'll make sense. Got the Four of Pentacles, which are the sand castles, and we define ourselves by the outside world, especially they talk about shifting sand, right? When we focus on these things in the outside world that are supposed to define our worth, it makes us feel unstable, especially when we are told relationship situations and things are supposed to make us feel stable. Um, and of course, we know with people change, people pass away, people walk away, and then also we tend to have a ton of expectations around what love should be, right? 10 of Cups. Oh, this overflowing love. Well, the 10 of Wands, this represents oppression and burden that comes in, right? And so this has nothing to do with you specifically, what you're doing. And I'm careful how I'm saying this because it's strictly you appearing in their life and this emotion within them igniting that they're interested and they have like this connection. When they do this, there's all these fears that come in. And it's amazing what happens when the human body goes into fear. There's fight or flight mode, and fight or flight mode impacts our body physically. You can even Google it. Of course, I'm no medical doctor, but when you realize that when our body goes into fight or flight mode, our immune system shuts down, our digestive system shuts down, our body is flooded with adrenaline. there's all this stuff that impacts us. And when we have this fear of failing, this fear of rejection, this fear of losing conditional love, we get sick. It impacts our bodies. And so, whatever fear is coming in their life, and it doesn't necessarily, like I said, it could be nothing to do with you, how you say or act or whatever. It's because all these 8 of Swords, these are all his own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that are making him feel restricted and trapped and small. All of these supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts around a relationship that are making him feel like this, oh my God, and so this is impacting him. So I feel like this, of course, I have to say that I'm no medical doctor, that tarot is for entertainment purposes only, that they should seek a professional to find out what's medically, anything with them. So, you know, um, I have to say all that disclaimer. um, yeah, it's stress. Well, and anyone's stress is their own fears, right? Um, so yeah, it's their own oppression, and it could be a variety of things that are combined together. That's any changes in their life when our inner child feels unsafe or out of control, it will ignite and go into fight or flight mode. And it's supposed to be temporary to get us to safety. And then our immune system kicks back in and our, um, you know, digestion and everything kicks in and we're good. But if it's fear, it could be a variety of different things in their life, sending their inner child into fight or flight mode. So, this is what is coming in here with, especially the 8 of Swords. They just feel so controlled. And they might have in the past, like any relationships with, other females or mother or sisters or whatever might have been very oppressive. And so when they start interacting, it could just, all this subconscious stuff is weep, weep. That's where their inner child is and all that's going on. So, yeah, I wouldn't, it's just, um, coincidence because you can't make anyone else sick, unless it's, like we have a disease that's contagious and we give it to someone, but this is not, you know, that. This is I feel it's fear based and it's stress based because that's 90% of things that happen to the human body are stress related. So you're like, relax, dude. um, and but that's what I feel is in there. But you do not need to feel responsible for it because everyone is making their own choices in each moment. You can only choose for you. They can only choose for them. So don't take responsibility for it. All right, Seba. Ah, fun, fun, right? So that is what you have for you. And again, thank you so much for your donation. Greatly appreciate that. All right, Gita, thank you for your double donation here. So let's take a look at your first question. And you said A told you um, that he will talk to you and how the conversation will go with him. We will be talking after 2 weeks of ghosting. Okay, let's take a look here and see what does Spirit recommend here and what do they want you to know about this situation here. Sounds good, Seba. Relax, dude. Very good. Yeah, you don't want to get sick. And if you do, you can say, "Oh my God, you gave it to me." All right. All right. So let's see what we got here. So, how will the conversation go? So we've got double endings, double new beginnings, and ending of old cycles, new beginning happening here. So there is going to be the conversation is going to be like a reboot. It's going to be about change for sure here. Let me get clarification here with these other two. Yeah. So there's new birth, and clarity here around the Four of Pentacles too. This is stable outside world. Whenever you think of fours, it's a stable foundation in the outside world, and there's this new birth. Because I've kind of felt like a reboot that happens here. It's like things are changing here. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles. Things are moving forward. They're either it's either going to go closer or away from each other. Like the how the conversation will go is things can't keep going the way they were. We need to change things. And let's take a look here and see if they'll give us any idea on what this is about here. Yeah. So there's new communication. So it's about communication, looking at things from a higher perspective. And the strength card is all about connecting higher to your higher self here too. So I feel like this is how should you behave with it, is see things from a higher perspective. Try not to let their words and actions impact you. Allow them to express where they're coming from. Try not to get defensive, because I feel like what they're going to be expressing is some of their fears. And if you go into fight or flight mode with them, then you both you'll end up fighting. I feel like they want to communicate and like clear the air and like share where they're coming from. And if you get defensive, you know, instead of realizing that they're speaking from a place of fear, and that they of course might blame you for things. That's what happens when a little 2-year-old goes in like, they made me do it. If they're feeling fear, then they might, when you say that, this makes me feel this way. And if we're like, I do not, then we're just going to. But if you're like, realize that they're just trying to share their feelings, they're not trying to blame you in so many words, but they're just like saying, when this happens, this is what I feel, and da 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 da. That's really what they're trying to say, is when this situation happens, not when you do this, because when people do this, whoo, push my buttons, why don't you, right? So I feel like they're telling you, they want to talk and they just want to share feelings there. Um, let's see, is the intention to end the relationship, end the connection? Well, let's see. Let me get clarity here, because that could go either way. Hmm, yeah, I think so. Because we've got the Ace of Wands is like new passion, new beginning, but we've got the Three of Swords, which is disappointing. So I feel like it's going to be disappointing. It's not what you wanted, um, but I kind of feel like they want to talk in person and talk about why. Um, and and that's why I feel like they're saying, don't blame yourself, because I feel like it's fears that are going on with them, that's happening there. And let me take a look here and just see what else they want you to know here. Yeah. So I just feel like here, they've got these feelings of abandonment, being left out in the cold and behind in the past. And um, they've got the Six of Cups here is about old pain and old memories here. I know they say different things here, but this is what the Six of Cups is they've got old stuff to deal with here. And with this Queen of Wands, it's just like they have this, I don't want to say anger, um, inside. They just got a lot of baggage, from their past, like they're even from growing up. I just feel like they've got a lot of anger and a lot of stuff that's going on here that I almost feel. I mean, I don't almost feel. I feel like this is a blessing if they are ending it, like these cards are saying here, like it's good for you. Quite honestly, I feel like there's something more. In fact, I want to pull some cards here and just see. Is it for your highest good, of course, for this too? Yeah. Queen of Wands came back out. So let's see here. Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like here's the Queen of Wands coming back up, and I feel like there's something about your energy that reminds them of someone from their past. And I feel like it's got to be mom and these type of thing because I feel like they've been through a lot in their past, and I just feel like it's ignited these things within them, making them look at things. And you don't want to have to be, you know, your your I feel like if you try to live up to everything that they expect you to be, this would be you. These are all their thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and all these restrictions of who I want you to be. I don't want you to be this person who is I feel like you have a lot of strength, you have a lot of and maybe you are a fire sign, but you have a lot of strength, you have a lot of energy, you have a lot of ability, you have a connection to spirit and this can be intimidating to someone, right? And they want what they're wanting is someone to be like suppressed, and it's almost like someone asking the sun to dim themselves. And no, no, you do not need to dim. We need your light. And that's why I feel like here are these two of Pentacles coming up, because I wanted to clarify for you. And they're like, yeah, if you try to dim yourself, you would feel trapped and restricted. But this is what you need. You need someone here that loves you for who you are and it allows you to express yourself and floods you with emotion and passion too, because you need that, and I don't feel like they would give that to you. So I like this for you. In fact, I'm almost kind of celebrating in a way of going, yeah, I just feel like they have so many rules that you need freedom, you need someone who allows you to be you, with that. So that's what I feel is coming through on that, for you, Gita, there. And I like it for you. So I know it's hard because you're like, well, I like him, and I'm like, yeah, but the person that you end up with further down the road here, and I feel like by the end of the year too, which we're almost in the halfway through mark, it's like someone who you're just like, "Oh, wow." You appreciate this new person so much more because they, honor who you are and celebrate who you are. Oh, wow, yeah, it's time to go. Yeah. Yes. 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 Because this is who you end up with. You've got the Lovers, you've got the Magician who is energetic and passionate like the Queen of Wands, you've got the New Love whoops, get back here. You got the new love that's overflowing and someone who's more wish fulfillment. So I love that they're like, yeah, because this is what is down the road for you. So it just feels like um, yeah, you just deserve not to be broken off, broken off, broken off. I just feel like it's time. Yeah, because again, they showed this like this is like you in a relationship with them. Yeah, it's time to you're like it's almost like a headache. But a lot of sleepless nights, right? So you deserve more, and it's great that they're a childhood friend, but it's time. It's time to move forward and move on, and it's better for you. So that is what is coming through for that Gita, and I feel like it's just like seeing it from a higher perspective, understanding where they're coming from, but just know there's allow it to end, allow it to be finished because you have something so much more different and supportive for you down the road. Okay. No, Mars. I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to get it because I'm, going on 3.5 hours, and I got a couple more, uh, uh, donations to complete. So, not quite getting that down that far. I got quite a few done, but, I didn't get quite down to where you were at. All right. So, Gita, let's do your second one. Your second question here. Should you stay in your current company or switch the company? You're sending out your resume and you're going through interviews, but you're not liking those. All right, let's take a look here. Stay with current company. We'll look at the energy here. Of course, there's no shoulds, there's just different experiences from the spiritual side. And let's take a look here. So, one, this is like staying with your current company. Okay. Uh, I don't know. Cruelty, nightmare, insomnia. Here's that card coming back up again. The two of wands. It's like you could, but I just feel like there's a lot of stress, a lot of like insomnia here. Oh yeah, definitely. Switching companies. You've got Wheel of Fortune and the wands, the four of wands here is joy and celebration. And look at like it's almost like the Wheel of Fortune twice. It's like, nope, get in the car and take off. So definitely moving to a new company. And I feel like here the you have the Wheel of Fortune, which means wheels will be turning here and things will be progressing here where even your human feels it is for you. So you definitely have this movement forward and this changing of things. So you haven't been liking the interviews and all those, but that's about to change too. You're about to have this joy, this celebration that comes in here. So definitely, um, I like it here for you going into that different direction. So I definitely see that there for you. Okay. So I like it for you. And that is what they have for that for you, for Gita. So many, many blessings to you and hang in there. I know you're going through like a big transformation here, but I just feel like your life is about to open up in beautiful ways. And it's like a lot of the stressful things, which I feel the relationship and the job are two stressful things in your life that have been restricting and keeping you down, that's about to change. You're about to be just released from some chains and move forward into this very, very, beautiful um, flow and where you're able to express yourself. In fact, the sun just came out. Did you see how it just? I started to glow. I'm like, that's like you. Suddenly, it's like, what? So I like it for you. So hang in there, just step by step, moment by moment, because you have a very bright future that's ahead for you. So I like it. So hang in there, my dear. And thank you again for your double donations there. Appreciate that. All right. Let me see. How far are we away here? Okay. Yeah, I've got several more here. Um, So I wish I could get to everyone, but I'm at 3.5 hours and my energy is dropping. I need to go eat. And I will be back though, which is the good thing, right? I'll be back here at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 4.5 hours from now. So I will be back and I'll be putting out an announcement in about 4 hours. So you can always, if you are subscribed, if you go into your notification settings, make sure all is selected because you'll get notified the hour before that I'm going live and you can jump into the chat and put your question early. It's like getting in line for a free concert, right? Without assigned seats. You can get in line and then get a good seat. So be sure to do that if you are feel so inclined. Just to make sure everyone knows too, I do have a drawing every single um, Monday for giveaways, and here's the link. Maybe Oh, I don't think I copied it. Hold on. Um, there it is. So here's the link to the video announcing the drawing. Every Tuesday, I put out a video letting everyone know what I'm giving away the next Monday, and how you can get into the drawing. So that is it there. And then also, I put out at least one pick a card reading every week. The one I put out a couple days ago is what's coming up next for you, love, career, and abundance. So you can check that out if you'd like some additional information. I have a ton of other pick a cards too. And then this morning I put out Joyous is June monthly readings for each individual zodiac sign. So they went in quite a bit. They're like usually around 30 minutes, but these ended up being 40 to 45 minutes or so. So they went in extra deep into June with the summer and winter solstices happening. And if you haven't checked out your May, here is the May information. So if you want to know about something happening over this next week, you can also check those out. So apologies to everyone that I was not able to get to, but I shall return. But please know I'm very grateful for all the thumbs up that you give the video. It does help spread the Zen love. So thank you guys so much for all your love, all your support. And please know as you're going throughout each and every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you guys again in a few hours, have a great rest of your day or rest of your night, wherever you're out in the world. And we'll see you soon. Until then, much love to you. You take care, and we'll see you.